Hello, hello, hello. Going live, going live, going live. Yet again. Doing that thing that you do where you join my live stream and you say those words that are oh so sexy. Those words that I love to hear. Trey. Scream. Yell. Make the bird scared. Fear the bird, fear the bear. I can't bear it anymore. Fear me. Hi, Ricky. Hi, Halsey. Turn that music down a little bit. Let me share my stuff to my things, and then I'll talk to you guys for a little bit. We're having a little bit of a different stream today, but it's the same, but it's different. Banjo / Kazooie debate live stream happening now. So, what we're doing is we're probably gonna start playing Banjo Kazooie right now. I think I need to clear myself up. Yeah. Because I am now playing it on my PC instead of my Switch because the Switch was lagging so bad when I played it. Your hair looks great. Well, thank you. I actually got recolored today to a darker color that actually matches my sides. So, yeah, this is like... And it did get styled by an actual stylist today and not me, who is bad at styling. So. Hi, Raccoon Man! So, Halsey went ahead and asked the question. I guess I'll talk about it a little bit. Interview was one hell of a thing to hear. Are you okay after everything? It took me a long time to realize that no, I was not. I worked a lot, even under Sean, and none of it was Sean's fault. But I got into a mindset where everything was just work, 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 and nothing else mattered. And part of the reason for that, a big reason for that, was because of Mr. Beast and the ridiculous amount of work that he wanted people to work, including myself. So it definitely hurt me a lot to always think that way and to always be like, you have to work, you're never going to succeed, and nothing is ever good enough. So it's very toxic, very demanding of him to do that with zero work on his end to actually like help him make the content that he wants to make. But after I came to that realization, which that was a very, very, very recent realization for me of just like what I did was not normal, because I had to I had to come to terms that just like I can't just be working all the time. And something that helped with that was Sean slowing down on his channel, and I started asking him for more and more and more and more projects because I always think that I have to prove myself. And he was like, no, I don't have anything for you right now, but you're still full time. So like he's still paying me and everything. And I had to come to terms that it is okay for me to live sometimes. Sometimes. Just sometimes. I deserve a treat. I deserve a little lemon sorbet. Maybe. And everything that I'm gonna mention to you guys is more or less stuff that was already mentioned in the video. I may say some new stuff if I feel confident that it would be protected under my rights. And hi, Athen. Hi, Zato. Glad you're doing better. I am doing better. It's been a weird year. There's definitely been some ups and downs this year, but I had to come to terms that I don't need to work all the time. And right now, I would say that like me talking to you guys and streaming and like doing this debate live stream and everything. It's more of a hobby. I would like for it to become a job, but you guys are very enjoyable people. So ugh. Oh, I forgot to tweet the thing. I really do think I have ADHD sometimes. And not like in a, I'm making fun of ADHD people, which I don't do. But in a like, oh man, I actually forgot to do this important thing that I need to do. Actually, I'm not gonna tweet it right now because yeah, I'll go ahead and tweet it now. Give me a second, guys. I'm not tweeting on, or I'm not streaming on TikTok right now. I'm gonna start streaming on TikTok as soon as the debate starts. Live. And then we'll go back to here and do this. Excellent. Where are you guys? There are you guys. What do you want your fans to be called? Trader Tots. I remind you of Jim Carrey? Well, alrighty then. Alrighty then. Yeah, I'm in a better spot now. It is a symbiotic relationship. Receive our undying devotion. We are your army. Hell yes. I have a Trader Tart army. Do a Mask impression? I rewatched The Mask years ago, and I forgot what he sounds like. What does The Mask say? Smoking! Smoking! He's just Jim Carrey, but energy at 11? I need a quote from The Mask, other than me flopping my jello mouth around. And my hair. Who's ready to party? I don't know how he says that. Who's ready to party? I rewatched it like 3 years ago, and it was still a very funny movie, by the way. I really enjoyed it. It is pretty much like that? Okay. The thing I remember from The Mask is when he turns, you know how he watches the cartoon and then like the wolf is watching the sexy lady in the Looney Tunes, and like the wolf drops his jaw and his tongue rolls out and then his eyes pop out, and then he does the same thing whenever he does it in real life. Arrgh! Yeah, that part. Arrgh! I remember that I remember that part specifically because I thought that was fucking hilarious when I was a kid. Ooh, somebody stop me! Okay, I do remember that quote. Somebody stop me! Smoking! I've already done smoking. I've done somebody stop me. I've done Urgh! What else? What else? What else? What else? I mean, I can turn my face green if you guys want me to. I can turn green like The Mask. Look at this. Filters. Let's go ahead and add a new filter onto that. I think it's color correction. Fitness gram pacer test? I'm not allowed to sweat today. My stylist said I can't sweat today, so. Here's how we can, there we go. There we go. Somebody stop me. Smoking. Aruga! Goblin mode. We've gone goblin mode. Confirmed. Goblin tray is confirmed. Is that your real hair? No, it's not. This is like Deadpool? I am bald underneath this, so it is like Deadpool. Oh, he has a hair system in Deadpool versus Wolverine. I'm just like Deadpool. What if Ryan Reynolds wants to come to my stream? Ladies and gentlemen, introducing, can you imagine if Ryan Reynolds walked into the screen right now? I would love that. That'd be awesome. Chat, let me set something up really quick. Somebody stop me. Let me make sure I don't have anything like personal coming up. What game would you have Ryan Reynolds play? I would have him play the Deadpool game from like 2012. Because I had a friend that was obsessed with that game, and then I played it, and it was nothing special. It was like the most standard, like, not even movie tie-in, just like superhero tie-in. Jack did that? Did he really? Lyrics wants you? What does that mean? Who's Lyrics? Why does he want me? I'm taken. He did that when Deadpool 2 came out? Did he really? That's hilarious. Sorry guys, let me actually focus here for a little bit. Who took me? Obama. Hi, Madoya. I've seen you around. Madoya, I don't think I've seen you in quite some time. He's a YouTuber who wants to interview you. He sent a tweet if you did. I did not see that tweet. But I'll reach out to him. I legit didn't see that because there's been so many people messaging me. So that's why, like, I'm not ignoring anyone. I can't see your face. You can see my beautiful face now. Listen, I know you miss me, but I'll be back. Don't you worry. So here's how we're gonna do this. Actually, here's what we need to do. I wonder what you guys can see right now. You can see my stats. I don't want you seeing that. I mean, you can look at it. I don't care. Oh, wait. Guys, let me just go boomer mode just for a second, okay? I apologize. There we go. So now if we do this in theater mode, and then we... No. Yeah, do you guys like my data? How you like that? We stand some stats! We love the stats! Oh, it is like... I can't not wait for the SNL skit. Of what? Oh, the debate? Yeah, that's gonna be good. Do you think SNL is gonna do like a skit of the Mr. Beast drama? Could you imagine? Could you imagine that being the world that we live in? Absolute insanity if it comes down to that. But in order to do that, you would need to like hint of personality from Jimmy, and he's not going to show that to you because he doesn't have one, because he's as funny as some wet paper towels. As I've said before, I've used that comparison before, and so I feel like that's not funny. He is as funny. What shit do I have around my room that I could compare Jimmy to? He's as funny as my CPA's business card. That's actually a really good comparison. He's as funny as taxes. I know I've seen this stuff about lyrics. I'll think about getting in touch with him. I have to be really honest. This is the first time I've ever heard about lyrics, and I get that he's a big YouTuber. There's so much stuff that happens where it's just like, this huge YouTuber wants you to edit for him, blah, blah, blah. Don't interact with lyrics. He's a bad faith actor. Okay, noted. Thank you. I mean, I was gonna do my research anyway to see if he was like a weird, like kind of alt-right whistleblowery kind of type of thing. But, you know, thank you for the info and the $2. Thank you for that. Thank you, Hoax Starter. You get a like. Ask Lyrics about his upcoming court case. He needs a new editor and has you in his sights. What does he wants everything from me. Lyrics, you can't have it all. Okay? You can take a picture of me and keep that in your room. How's that? Screenshot right now, Lyrics. Loray's is the better account. Hold on. Okay, there's someone named Loray's too. Who are you people? I mean, you people are fine in the chat. Who are you big YouTuber people? There's Lyrics and there's Loray's, and I'm thinking they're the same person. They both start with LER. What's up with these LER people? Also, hi everyone new in the chat. We're gonna be playing Banjo Kazooie tonight and watching the debate, but mostly we're gonna be playing Banjo Kazooie. So let me go ahead and get that pumped up kicks. Let me get those pumped up kicks going on. Dun, 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 bum, 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 ba, bum, 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 bum. Yeah. Hold on, I'm looking up Lyrics really quick. He has 7,000 followers on Twitter. That surprise witness blocked him. He called Dogpack a joke. Is calling Ava Tyson Chris Tyson, which is fine. You can call Ava Chris Tyson with a K. It's not dead naming, but that does raise some alarms sometimes. I have to do some digging. Looks like he was talking shit on Priapism 42, so that's good. Wow, chat is very active tonight, isn't it? Hi everyone. Lorix is a trans YouTuber. He's a trans YouTuber. Bye Zato. Have a good night. Can you play Snot by Snot? I don't know what that is. Larissa, she, her. Okay. Noted. Thank you. There's so many YouTubers. Guys, we gotta start playing Banjo-Kazooie. What mic are you using? This is a Rode NT-USB. Rode North Texas underwear skank bussy is what that means. Oh, I gotta do something really quick. Yes, it does sound this good out of the box. Well, I have some settings added onto it. I have a little bit of a noise gate added onto it. And then I do have this thing called voice mod, which was like $20 3 years ago. And I use voice mod to enhance my voice. It does such a good job of it too. I definitely recommend voice mod. Did you get a hair transplant? No, it's a hair system. If you've seen Deadpool versus Wolverine, that's what I have. Are you planning to get a transplant? I'm thinking about it. The thing about it is, I don't want to, like, hold on, let me figure out what the fuck I'm doing. I want it to be done in the most normal, not clout chasey way possible. So I'm not gonna go to Turkey to do a whole hair transplant. You said voice mod? Yes, voice mod, one word, voice mod. You spelled it right, but you made it 2 words instead of 1. What's a hair system? It's like a product. It's basically a toupee, but it's like super adhesive glued onto your scalp, is what it is. And it stays on there. It can stay on there for months, which is what I'm trying to do. I missed your donation. Ask him about his GF Kai. Kai Sanat? Is his girlfriend? What? I don't know what you mean. Oh, here we go. Sorry, guys. I was really struggling with something there for a second. It's what Ricky's saying. It's like glue on a weave. Oh, okay. Sean is messaging me about Black Myth Wukong. And I was just like, I keep on seeing this stuff about super resolutions being advertised and everything. And I saw it on Black Myth Wukong, and I was like, what the fuck is a super resolution? Can't things just be 4K and call it a day? And Sean just messaged me explaining that. Did stream die just now? Did it? Am I still here? Or nah? You are still here? Or are you guys not here? It says I'm live on my, It did lag? Okay. If it lagged, that's fine, because I had to switch displays for a second to, like, get my game on the other screen. So, sorry about that. But... Streams, Banjo-Kazooie. This one. Great. Wow, we did some sort of intro for this, didn't we? Crazy, crazy stuff. Took a long time to get the stream going. I also need my content, don't worry. Hold on, guys. There we go. Why is the game not showing? There we go. Is it really loud for you guys? Because it's really loud for me. So I'll go ahead and turn that down to 50. It's fine for you. I'll turn it down for me and then turn it up for you guys. This is it, guys. It's an election year. That means Trey Yates has to play Banjo Kazooie. Okay, so we've already seen this cutscene previously, and I did this like a month and a half to 2 months ago, but I will go ahead and read everything again, because that's how we do it. Oh, Lava just messaged me about lyrics, so that's good. Oh, she really takes my breath away. Cough.
Yes, you're right. I'm rather proud. My looks stand me out from the crowd.
But there is this girl.
What do you mean this cannot be? There's no one prettier than me.
Have you heard of the live streamer Tipster? I've heard he wants to chat. No, but I'll look into him. Lava just messaged me about lyrics, so I'll look into him. Can you talk to his biggest fan, Mr. Sen? I will look into Mr. Sen. We have lyrics, Lysis, Lipston, Ligma, Sigma, and Nutsack that I have to contact and research tonight. So, we have a lot of people on our list. So this is Banjo's sister, Tootie. And that's Bottles. He is a mole that teaches me shit. Hi there, Tootie. What are you going to do today? There are only 2 people here. It says 10 people, and then sometimes it jumps up to 21 people. So, I don't know what my stream is doing right now. It's going nuts!
Wake up! I want to go on an adventure too!
Yeah, I don't know what my stream's doing.
If Tootie thinks she's fairer than me, I'll steal her looks, and ugly she'll be!
Is that your brother? Where, Mr. Mole? I can't see him! Up there in the sky! I don't think so. Who is that?
Come to me, my little pretty. You'll soon be ugly. What a pity! Donk.
Let me go, you ugly old hag!
Don't scratch and bite, my little bear. You'll soon need bigger underwear.
Oh no, she's got her. Somebody, help!
Banjo, wake up! Now!
Yon, what do you want, Kazooie?
Let's get outside! There's trouble! Ah!
Yeah, YouTube seems to be broken with the viewers right now. Oh my god, the lag is so much better. By which I mean there's no lag. Listen up, I'm Bottles, the short-sighted mole. I'm Banjo, and this here's my buddy Kazooie. Sure is a strange-looking buddy, Banjo. Can it talk? Better than you can, Goggle Boy. We've already read all this stuff before. I want to skip it, and I want to just play the game, and I just want to go to it. And then we're gonna watch a debate tonight, and we're gonna have some motherfucking fun, right, chat? Am I still live? Oh shit, I meant to skip that. Oh, god damn it. I meant to skip all of that. Fuck. Anyone? It just stopped for a second? Dude, I don't know what YouTube is up. I don't know what's going on with YouTube sometimes. It's very strange. Yeah, anybody have any cool pictures of sexy Gruntilda? Oh, you can move the camera with the yellow C buttons. Tap R to move the camera behind you and hold R to keep the camera there. I meant to skip all of this, chat. I'm really sorry. Okay, A to jump higher. Oh. Come on, Feathers, you can give him a hand. Let me know if the stream starts dipping out again at some point. Because I'm not streaming on TikTok right now. So, I mean, I do have the live stream of the debate coming up, pulled up in another window, but I don't think that should be interfering with it. Hold Z, then A. Wait. Oh, there we go. Okay. Okay, great. Obama! I love that everything talks to you in this game. I wouldn't be surprised if a blade of grass started talking to me. Alright. Let's get in here. Yay! I mean, this is great if you guys ever want to start playing this game. You can have this little tutorial mode. I can do the tutorial for you. How's that sound? That's what I'm doing for you guys today. Okay, I remember this part being really difficult last time that I played this because of the lag. So let's go ahead and get this resolved really quick. Literal first try. Easy. Easy bull honky. I hope you're not afraid of heights. I'm not. Tell me about flying, Root Muncher. Not yet. Banjo, jump into a tree, then use control stick to climb up or down. Okay, so there's a honeycomb on top of one of these things. I think. I thought there was. I know of where you can find pics of sexy Gruntilda, though I dare not discuss that info. Carnage? You drop your info right now! Give me the goods! I want it! Give me the sexy photos of Gruntilda, or else I'm gonna get really, really angry. Chat, I straight up don't know if I'm live right now or not. Give me a second. No, it says I'm live. Yeah, I see some stuff. It says I'm live. Okay. It was just like there was 21 people and then they all fell off the face of the planet. So it goes with streaming, I guess. Okay, press B when standing still or moving slowly. Sounds good. What can I try it out on? Well, how about bird brain?
Just try it, bottom boy.
Only kidding. Let me find something with a challenge. Oh, there's Topper. Whack 'em, Banjo. Oops. There we go. Great stuff. Wow, nice one. Try another.
Hey, I want some moves.
Very good. Now try my fearsome forward roll. Yeah, there was 25 people and then they all told me to go talk to Lyrics and then left. Stop rolling. I feel sick. It's time for the buzzer to learn a new trick. It had better be a good one, Squinty. Try out the rat-a-tat rap by jumping and pressing B in the air. Nice. Man, these people are really rude to each other. No one can just be a friend in this place. Okay, I learned all the basic moves. There's a honeycomb I'm missing. And I don't know where it could be because I climbed this thing. Maybe it's on the other side of that bridge and I just missed it? Because, like, you get something new per move. Oh, it was. Chat was full of trolls earlier. I was thinking that they were trolling me. However, Lava did message me and say that, that he was interviewed by Lyrics, and Lyrics was really nice to him. So I will do more research into that at least. And I'm not... the other people that they were suggesting, like, stuff about Kai Cenat being someone's girlfriend and Mr. Sen or something, I'm going to just disregard that. And I can talk shit about those people now because I know they're not here. There was a guy in here asking if you were gay, but that was like 20 minutes ago. Yeah, there were a lot of those comments in Asher's video too. And I just don't answer that because it's not, it doesn't progress anywhere because they already have their own agenda and they already know what their answer is.
I'm tired of being an ugly witch.
Yes, Mistress Grunty. Power is on. Soon be ready.
Banjo! Help! There he is. The fun begins. My tricks and traps. We'll see who wins.
Hey, it's me, Mr. Jiggy. Now go and find a picture with the piece missing.
Ba-da-ba-da-bump. Oh, so good. This game was so ahead of its time. It's just so much fun. It's like, it's mind-blowing that this was on an N64. I mean, at the same time, it's not, because you can see the graphics and you're just like, really? But man, can you imagine if this game was on GameCube? I would have bent over backwards for that. Don't worry, I'm a true follower, I think. Some days I'm unsure, but as of right now, probably. Your allegiance maybe means the world. I will let you define your own allegiance. Okay, so the honeycomb piece that I was missing last time, I know where it is now, so I don't have to, like, skip out on that. Me Mumbo Soken, used for mumbo magic.
Yippee! You saved me! Gruntilda has imprisoned 5 of us Jinjos on each world. Free us all to get a jiggy!
Okay. Dun 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 dun. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba-ba-bum. Go away! Leave my honeycombs alone! I think everything in this game should talk. Like how that enemy didn't talk just now, I think we should have a talking ant. I think that would make me sane and healthy. Fuck! Things a bit slippy, huh? Find me and I'll teach you how to get up steep slopes. I guess I need to go ahead and go this way. It wasn't that it was a steep slope. Like, I'm gonna fall off of that anyway, Bottles. The different colored animal things look like Gandhi's drug-induced reality where the meth dragon wanted to thrice lay him and he said nah and left clone high. Okay, I was wondering if you were actually talking about the real Gandhi for a second, first of all, and I was like, where the fuck did this happen in Gandhi's My Life, or whatever his autobiography was called? How can I get it? How can I achieve this reality? Secondly, hi Clap, welcome! Welcome to my stream. Welcome to the new crew. Subscribe and you too can become a Trader Tot. Second, those aren't different colored animal things, they're called Jinjos, and they deserve your respect.
Hold Z, then press the left C button. Continue to hold Z while moving Kazooie around with the control stick. Go practice!
Alright, get used to this noise for the rest of the game. We're the eggs. Kazooie can learn to use us as what? Hi, Raccoon Man. Hi, ads. Welcome, money. When you're ready to leave this world, return to the start area and stand on the exit pad. Yeah, thank you for your penny and your contribution to society. We always celebrate when Raccoon is back. Raccoon, I have a question. What's your favorite movie? Followed by what's your favorite color? And then followed by favorite animal. And then I need you to think of a number between 1 and 7. Okay, so we'll go over here, get some of the goods. Oh, I don't have a ground pound. Are you gonna teach me ground pound? Show me how to shake that ass, Bottles. I call this the Beak Buster. Okay, cool. Okay, then the Jinjos look like Gandhi's drug-induced reality princess who wanted to thrice lay him, and he said no and left. I do want to watch Clone High. I've never seen Clone High, and I've heard great things about it. Like, people told me back in college to watch Clone High, and I never did. You should watch Clone High, it's pretty funny. It's like an older show, isn't it? Like, that show came out when I was in high school, right? I quote JFK all the time. The only famous quote that I know of JFK is, check this out, I'm about to blow your mind. He said that in the White House to Jackie. I don't know if you guys know that. He was caught on camera saying that. You're just giving away Jiggy pieces like it's fucking candy here. Do I have enough Mumbo Mojo Jojo heads to Mojo my Jojo? No, I definitely don't. Me Mumbo, best shaman in all game, can help Banjo and Filthy Feathered One.
Watch it, hot boy!
Mumbo's magic tokens hid by witch. Find tokens and Mumbo help you. But not enough tokens. Get tokens. I like your funny words, Magic Man, is a fun line. Is that from Clone High, or is that something you made up? Sorry, guys, I'm trying to point my mouth away from the mic whenever I cough. Whenever I release my phlegm into the universe. JFK says it in Clone High. Where can I watch Clone High? My God, it's on Max? Okay, good to know. Well, that's funny because it was on Comedy Central, right? So why is it not on Paramount Plus? Licensing is weird. It was on MTV. Well, that's also owned by Paramount. HBO did the reboot. Oh, so they took the license for it and then made a reboot out of it, and then it failed. And I mean, how many seasons are there of the reboot? Two? And there's 1 or 2 seasons of the original show. Not a bad run. 4 seasons of a cartoon, that's not a bad run at all. 3 or 4 seasons, I should say. 1 original? Okay, so 3 seasons. I mean, for a series that obviously didn't get the amount of respect it deserves, because the executives didn't know how to market it and sell it. It's pretty good. These game sounds are incredibly annoying. These game sounds are my childhood. This is what goes on in my head. This is what my brain does when I'm going to sleep. I have big monkey and like splat orange sounds playing in my head always because I can't think about anything else. Monkey! What are you, monkey? I've almost got all of the jiggies for this area. Crazy. Got this. Very good stuff, very good stuff, very good stuff, very, very good. I hope in the next 30 minutes I can catch up to where we were last time we played Banjo-Kazooie, because I would like to go to new areas, more or less, is what I'm gathering from the information that I am displaying and telling you to your brain right now. From my brain to my mouth to your ears to your brain, this is the information that works. Do you guys ever think about toes? Hold on, someone messaged me on Discord. Gotta see who it is. If it's important. Okay, yeah, Halsey sent me the link to Clone High in on YouTube. Wow, thank you, Halsey. Best monkey noise.
Me give prize to bear.
Okay, so now I need Mumbo tokens. We have 2 more Jiggies, and I think both are within the mountain. So we need to get Mumbo tokens. Some of them might be in the mountain. There's one right there. So now we need 2 more Mumbo tokens. 1 more Mumbo token, actually. Okay, so let's check the mountain. Guys, I do want to say this. Yes, I did contact a lawyer for all the Mr. Beast stuff, by the way. And that's the reason why I was able to go forward with all this stuff, because they gave me the green light to actually, like, come out and say that stuff. But, also... Oops, okay, yeah, now we need to change into a little termite-y ant. Whatever happens, because of all of that, I'm not scared about what happens next. Because I saw what's been happening with Dogpack and Weddle, and I'm just like, I'll be okay. You didn't watch that video? I think it was a great interview. I think Asher put together a very good video. Also, if you have not seen his intro for it, it goes fucking hard. It is like over 30 minutes long, but such is life. I mean, if you guys are here for my streams for like 2 hours, you can watch a 30-minute long video that also features my face and voice. Yeah, it's just more shit talking against Mr. Beast and the toxic environment that he has so cultivated. So. Oh shit. Oh shit. Okay, so this is how we're gonna get all of those. Very good. And we are almost done with this area. Go ahead and get these eggs in the middle here as well. Move your dumpy termite ass. I need that egg. Thank you. Yeah, I definitely recommend it. There are some people, why aren't you collecting the bigger honeycomb things? That's my health, and I have full health right now, so I don't really need it. That's why. All right.
Get on out of here!
I was just a tree for a second. I don't know if you guys saw that. Like Mario Odyssey. Hey, question. What's everyone's favorite video game? If you're in the chat and you're willing to answer. I don't know if we've ever talked about this before. Here's a question, sorry if it's rude, but I'm genuinely curious. Should you respect the pronouns of someone like Chris or Ava if they're a bad person? Yes, you should respect their pronouns. Because if you don't, you are disrespecting the trans community. And they already goes through so much with how people look at them and how people reject them and how they can't just like go out into the world and be themselves because other people want to bring them down. And if you misgender or dead name Ava, that shows that you are not being respectful towards the idea of the transgender people. So, yes, you still need to respect their pronouns. It's just like how, the fucking, the actor, The Flash. Ezra? Is that their name? Because they did some pretty fucked up stuff in, like, Hawaii. Like, they had, like, a whole human trafficking, like, drug trafficking, human trafficking thing going on there. I don't remember what exactly happened, but they're a piece of shit. But they're still a they. Halsey said Danganronpa or South Park Stick of Truth. It's no problem. I get that it's good information to have. Okay, we're gonna learn grunty facts, by the way. Also, I need to play Danganronpa and South Park Stick of Truth. I've wanted to play both for a while now. You like Dark Souls 3 a bunch? Hell yeah. That's a game I'm gonna be playing in the future at some point. My favorite game is definitely Slender the Arrival. Grunty brushes her rotten teeth with salted slug flavored toothpaste. Is everyone taking notes? I've never played Slender the Arrival. Is that a Slender Man game? I don't like Slender Man. That's not sexy Gruntilda. It is her sister, and she's giving off Granny Librarian vibes. Are you seeing this? Fucking hottie, dude. She also washes her hair with baked beans. Yuck! And she gets her clothes from the trash can. Great, thank you. Good info. I forget where I need to go. It might be up here. Favorite game right now is Cozy Grove. I've never heard of that. I don't know what that is. South Park Stick of Truth is better than Fractured Butthole in my opinion, but I think it's because I like the turn-based better in the first game. Okay. I think I heard good things about Fractured Butthole too. There's too much to do in the Fractured Butthole? Oh, okay, I see. Okay, so I do need to go up here to go to the next area. It's a camping simulator. It's kind of like Animal Crossing, but all the animals are bears. Oh, fuck yeah! I fucking love bears! Yeah, brother! Where the bears at? Okay, then now we're in the... Now we're in the good zone. The fan favorite is the Fractured Butthole? Really? Fans love the Fractured Butthole? South Park fans love buttholes? Are we starting rumors? Do you guys want to know something funny? This is the boss of this level. Check this out.
Hey, this Nipper's Beach. You'll find nothing without Nipper's help.
Help us then, crustacean brain!
Cheeky bird need feathers clipping.
Oh yeah? Just try it, shellhead!
This is the boss of this stage. That was the boss. You would say it's fact that South Park fans love fractured buttholes? If you can confirm it, if you can prove it, if you can say that in the confidence of a jury of peers, then I'll take your word on it. Sean played it on his channel in 2017 dressed as Jackie Boy Man. Interesting. Sean has so many videos. That motherfucker has thousands of videos on his channel. Like, dear God, man. Ow. Over 5,000? I was gonna say 5,000 because I forgot. I'm glad to have that confirmation. That's a lot of videos. And he's posted something like hundreds of videos since last year, ever since his 5,000th video. So now he's creeping up on 6,000 videos. That's so much media. That's so much growing up. You can go back to a time where he didn't have a beard, and then a few days later, he has a beard. You can just watch that for yourself. You can do research based off of that amount of time. That's not healthy if you do that. I recommend not doing that, but you could. Remember whenever Germa was a teacher? Like, Germa was a substitute teacher.
I'm a red feather. I help Kazooie fly when she knows how.
Oh, Jesus. I get the feeling, so the debate starts in 15 minutes. There's gonna be so much weird talking going on from me. Also, I'm not gonna be like, TikTok's gonna be pulled up and I'm not gonna be reading what they're saying. I'll just let TikTok's moderation take care of that. And I'm just going to simply ignore what's going on over there, but it will be happening on TikTok. Ikam bokam. Ahoy there! I be Blubber's treasure! Oh, did you guys notice that this hippo up here was talking in burps? Check this out. I love him. That's me. That's me after Taco Bell. Me when I am consuming Taco Bell with the homies. Do you think there's Taco Bell in heaven? Or is that a hell type of thing? I think Taco Bell would be in Taco Hell. I think they have a Taco Hell. But it's like unbearably spicy. Like it's not satisfying in any way. And in that regard, it's very satisfying. There's absolutely Taco Heaven. But I feel like Taco Heaven wouldn't have the Taco Bell brand. I feel like Taco Heaven is an entirely different thing. Did I learn how to fly? No, I didn't. Taco Bell in Australia is unbearable? As in it's gross? It's so bad? Really? I don't know if you know the meme in America, but Taco Bell is like sacred over here. By sacred, I mean like everyone knows it is trash, but people love it. You've got to go with the cheesy gordita crunch. That's the only acceptable Taco Bell item for me. You stopped eating it a few years ago? I don't eat it a lot, but when I do, I definitely indulge, for sure. Oh, there's a Jinjo up there. I need to go ahead and get that, so I don't. I'm gonna go ahead and get you just so I have you. My favorite was the chalupa. Man, that cheesy gordita crunch, they really popped off with that one. I mean, there's a lot of stuff that I really like off of Taco Bell's menu, but ever since I discovered the cheesy gordita crunch with the Doritos Locos Taco Shell, the nacho cheese flavored one, fucking delightful. Will change your life if you replace it with the Doritos Locos Tacos Nacho Cheese Shell. Doritos Locos Tacos Nacho Cheese. Wait, Doritos Locos Tacos. Doritos Locos Tacos Nacho Cheese Shell. Doritos Locos Tacos Nacho Cheese Shell. Doritos Locos Tacos Nacho Cheese Shell. Quality differs. I think because it's Taco Bell, you're not going in it for quality. As long as they don't include the spicy ranch, I'm good. Because I don't like ranch in the first place. It's so good. Okay. I'm about to have to set up for the debate here in a second. Also, how long is the debate lasting for tonight? Like an hour? I hope an hour. Woo! Did you hear Banjo? Said woo! I'm Banjo! Hold on, let me check some stuff really quick. See who this lyrics guy is. Oh, Cam Nuggets just followed me. That's funny. What is this? Sorry I stayed quiet for a second. Okay, someone else I know follows him, so I'll reach out to that guy. 2 hours probably? I hope it's not 2 hours. I'll post the Aussie Taco Bell menu on Discord and y'all can see for yourselves just how desolate and disgusting it is. The tortillas taste like off flour? Ugh. God. We're already halfway through this world. God, playing on the PC instead of the Switch is so much better. You guys have no idea how bad that lag was when I played this a month ago. Or 2 months ago, whenever I fucking did that. I don't even remember. Okay. I know there was a honeycomb I was missing here last time, and I don't remember what I did to try to resolve that. I'll check the Taco Bell menu later. I am curious to see what an Australian Taco Bell looks like. I would say American Taco Bell is like experimental central. Like America Taco Bell is where they go to like test the most fucked experiments you've ever heard and seen in your entire life. Don't bite me. Don't bite. I said don't bite me, and yet you bit me. How fucking dare you? Nope. Oh yeah, there's a new Cheeto thing. There's a new Cheeto menu item that Taco Bell made. That's what I want. I need to try the Cheez-It thing. Also, I saw someone tweet the other day that, like, I haven't had Cheez-Its in a long time, mind you, but I saw someone tweet the other day that Cheez-Its don't taste the same anymore. Can you guys confirm that? I can't have Cheetos anymore because it has milk in it, so. Or not Cheetos, Cheez-Its. Cheetos also have milk? Yeah, sorry, I misspoke. I said Cheetos when I meant Cheez-Its. But yes, I also can't have Cheetos. Nor can I have any milk. At all, ever. I can, sometimes. I might have some tomorrow, actually. I might get a motherfucking pizza tomorrow! If you were teleported back to ye old cowboy times, what would you do? Find the purest cow and milk it. That's what I'd do. I'd make a ranch out of it. And I'd make the cow live for 87 years. Oldest cow in existence. With the purest milk and the purest heart. But you don't know everything about it. It's got some skeletons in its closet. Cow skeletons, in fact. You motherfucker. Ow. Nice. I want to see a cow save a city from a nuclear disaster. Like Batman at the end of The Dark Knight Returns. I want to see a cow fly a spaceship out into the sunset and then detonate into the nuclear explosion. And then somehow survive. That's what I think is gonna happen. I think we underestimate cows. We don't know if they have the same capabilities as like cockroaches, you know? Like how whenever a nuclear disaster happens, the only thing that's gonna survive are cockroaches. Yeah, exactly, bat cow. Moo. You're not getting this milk for free. But if you want it, I just have one question. 2% or whole milk? I'm bat cow. Trey, check Discord. Oh no. Oh, it's real. Chat, I have horrible news. Where is it? Bat cow is real. Also, while we're here, I'm gonna go ahead and set up for the debate. Let's go ahead and do this. Save and quit? No, I can keep the game up. I'm definitely going to keep the game up. Friends are cool, just in case. I could, yeah. Okay. Oh, I can't skip this. Trey, are you a master debater? I don't debate as much as I just bait. So I would say I'm a master of that, yeah. Oh, there's just like, it's just weird on the top and bottom, huh? Look at Grunty, she's a, oh my god, sexy Gruntilda! Oh god! I can't skip this. And I need to set up the debate right now. So, yeah, plot twist. I'm debating both Kamala Harris and Donald Trump right now. That's what ABC didn't tell you. Is that they're debating me to be president of America. So, just so you guys know, I'm in the race now. No, this isn't the end. Oh, I mean, that's the game over screen. Yeah. Okay, let me set up a few more stuff, guys. Sorry. Go ahead and get this on over here. Make my face smaller. And then we're going to put Kamala and Trump on the bottom left. I'll be your friend, Carnage. I'm always your friend. So now, yes, okay. So now this should be up, and then we will lower this down, and then I have to do the same thing on TikTok, which is gonna suck. Again, just a plot twist for everyone. You didn't know that I was political, huh?
And let me briefly go there and talk about his physical performance. It's been
He's not old enough to be president yet. That's why I'm going to be president, so I can change that rule so I can be president.
Of his answers at a time that we were focusing on Joe Biden. Is that something that folks will be watching carefully?
He's now, of course, the older candidate now.
Okay, we will be back with you. It's the top of the hour now, 9 o'clock on the East Coast here in New York and in Philadelphia.
All right.
The room where it's about
just
to
in
happen.
time.
We're just seconds away now from tonight's first and perhaps last presidential debate between Vice President Kamala Harris and former President Donald Trump.
Really?
Noted this will be the first time these candidates have met in person, and it's happening on a debate stage. Also, the first debate since President Biden left the race over the summer.
God,
Harris became
unprecedented
the
times, huh?
Nominee. A lot has happened in a very compressed period of time.
Yes, it has, and we have a few moments until the debate starts. We will join it. ABC News is broadcasting.
They're just getting rid of it going forward. If Trump is president, yeah, that's probably going to happen.
Place at the National Constitution Center.
Let me go ahead and get TikTok ready.
And like June's debate, there will be no audience tonight. The candidates' microphones will be muted while the other one is talking. Each candidate will get 2 minutes for answers. There will be closing statements, but no opening statements. So we expect
go ahead and delete this one.
Mix it up rather.
Go ahead and delete that one.
They stake out their positions, and we get a sense of where all this is going.
And the mics are
and
muted
then
when
add
the
source.
other is talking. So let's take you to
window
Philadelphia
capture
now, and the first presidential debate of 2024.
Here we
Good evening,
go.
I'm David Buren. Thank you for joining us for tonight's ABC News presidential debate. We want to welcome viewers watching on ABC and around the world tonight. Vice President Kamala Harris and President Donald Trump are just moments away from taking the stage in this unprecedented race for president.
Unprecedented.
Tonight's meeting could be the most consequential event of their campaigns, with Election Day now less than 2 months away. For Vice President Kamala Harris, this is her first debate since President Biden withdrew from the race on July 21st. Of course, that decision followed his debate against President Donald Trump in June. Since then, this race has taken on an entirely new dynamic.
And that brings us to the rules of tonight's debate. 90 minutes with 2 commercial breaks. No topics or questions have been shared with the campaigns. The candidates will have 2 minutes to answer questions, and this is the clock. That's what they'll be seeing. 2 minutes for rebuttals and 1 minute for follow-ups, clarifications, or responses. Their microphones will only be turned on when it's their turn to speak. No pre-read notes allowed. There is no audience here tonight in this hall at the National Constitution Center. This is an intimate setting.
I may need to turn down Banjo.
President Trump won the coin toss. He chose to deliver the final closing statement of the evening.
I'm also in favor of the Lord of Chaos.
Selected the podium to the right.
So let's now welcome the candidates to the stage. Vice President Kamala Harris and President Donald Trump.
So weird not hearing any applause. That's so fucking weird.
Kamala Harris. Let's have a good debate. Thank you.
Welcome.
Sorry, guys.
Both. It's wonderful to have you. It's an honor to have you both here tonight.
Good evening.
Banjo,
we are looking forward to a spirited and thoughtful debate.
So let's get started. I want to begin tonight with the issue that voters repeatedly say is their #1 issue, and that is the economy and the cost of living in this country. Vice President Harris, you and President Trump were elected 4 years ago, and your opponent on the stage here tonight often asks his supporters, are you better off than you were 4 years ago? When it comes to the economy, do you believe Americans are better off than they were 4 years ago?
So I was raised as a middle-class kid. And I am actually the only person on this stage who has a plan that is about lifting up the middle class and working people of America.
Let me know how volume is, guys.
I believe in the ambition, the aspirations, the dreams of the American people. And that is why I imagine and have actually a plan.
Oh shit, I forgot to get all the notes. Oh, I'm gonna have to get all those again. God damn it.
We know that we have a shortage of homes and housing.
Oh, watch this on TikTok. This is the reason why I'm doing this. It's absolute chaos over there.
We know that young families need support to raise their children, and I intend on extending a tax cut for those families of $6,000, which is the largest child tax credit that we have given in a long time.
Oh shit, I need some kids.
Those young families can afford to buy a crib.
I need
buy a
18
car
kids.
Seat, buy clothes for their children. My passion.
$6,000?
Small businesses. I was actually, my mother raised my sister and me, but
I can make a business out of that.
Raise us. We call her
Pump those kids out.
She was a small business owner. I love our small businesses. My plan is to give a $50,000 tax deduction to start up small businesses, knowing they are part of the backbone of America's economy. My plan,
I forgot the Jinjos too. God damn it.
What he has done before, which is to provide a tax cut for billionaires and big corporations, which will result in $5 trillion to America's deficit. My opponent has a plan that I call the Trump's sales tax.
Bye, Carnage. I understand it's not for you. Next time we won't have a debate.
Everyday goods that you rely on to get through the month. Economists have said that Trump sales tax would actually result for middle-class families in about $4,000 more a year because of his policies and his ideas about what should be the backs of middle-class people paying for tax cuts for
Bye, Ricky. You have a good night.
I'll give you 2 minutes.
First of all, I have no sales tax. That's an incorrect statement. She knows that. We're doing tariffs on other countries. Other countries are going to finally, after 75 years, pay us back for all that we've done for the world. And the tariff will be substantial in some cases. I took in billions and billions of dollars, as you know, from China. In fact, they never took the tariff off because...
Well, yeah, you did take billions of dollars.
It would totally destroy everything that they've set out to do.
Just not in the way that you're talking about.
From China and other places, they've left the tariffs on. When I had it, I had tariffs, and yet I had no inflation. Look, we've had a terrible economy because
the inflation started because of you.
Known as a country buster, it breaks up countries. We have inflation like very few people have ever seen before, probably the worst in our nation's history. We were at 21%, but that's being generous because many things are 50, 60, 70, and 80% higher than they were just a few years ago. This has been a disaster.
Whoa. You take my shit? What do you mean?
On top of that, we have millions of people pouring into our country from prisons and jails, from mental institutions and insane asylums, and they're coming in and they're taking jobs that are occupied right now by African Americans and Hispanics, and also unions. Unions are going to be affected very soon.
You don't care about unions.
You see what's happening with towns throughout the United States. You look at Springfield, Ohio. You look at Aurora in Colorado. They are taking over the towns. They're taking over buildings. They're going in violently. These are the people that she and Biden led into our country, and they're destroying our country. They're dangerous.
Oh, that is not true.
Level of criminality.
This administration has been abysmal with immigration, in like the Republican way of it.
History of our country. I'll do it again and even better.
We are going to get to immigration and border security during.
Hi, Sawyer. Welcome.
I would like to let Vice President Harris respond on the economy here.
Well, I would love to. Let's talk about what Donald Trump left us. Donald Trump left us.
Ooh, 2 mumbo skulls.
Since the Great Depression. Donald Trump left us the worst public health epidemic in a century.
He looks so old.
Donald Trump left us the worst attack on our democracy.
And significantly less orange than a few days ago. I'll just point that out.
What we have done is clean up Donald Trump's mess. What we have done and what I intend to do is build on what we know are the aspirations and the hopes of the American people. But I'm going to tell you all in this debate tonight, you're going to hear from the same old tired playbook. A bunch of lies.
Where is that honeycomb?
And name calling. What you're going to hear tonight is a detailed and dangerous plan called Project 2025 that the former president intends on implementing if he were elected again.
I don't know what Project 2025 is still, and I need to read more about it.
People want a president who understands the importance of bringing us together.
Where is that honeycomb down there?
Than what separates us.
I know. He's significantly less orange. I need more orange Trump, please.
Trump will give you a minute here to respond.
Number one, I have nothing to do, as you know, and as she knows better than anyone, I have nothing to do with Project 2025. That's out there. I haven't read it. I don't want to read it purposely. I'm not going to read it. This was a group of people that got together.
That makes me feel like you did read it.
I guess some good, some bad.
You would know to read it if it's a danger.
Everybody knows I'm an open book. Everybody knows what I'm going to do. Cut taxes.
Apparently you don't read books.
And create a great economy like I did before. We had the greatest
Fuck this Jinjo!
With a pandemic. And the pandemic was not since 1917, where 100 million people died, has there been anything like it. We did a phenomenal job with the pandemic.
How many people have died with this pandemic?
A country.
I mean, yeah, Biden's also a fault for that, but
higher than it was before the pandemic came in. Nobody's ever seen anything like it. We made ventilators for the entire world. We got gowns, we got masks, we did things that nobody thought possible.
No, we didn't!
And people give me credit for rebuilding the military. They give me credit for a lot of things, but not enough credit for the great job we did with the pandemic.
No one did a great job with the pandemic.
Bounce back jobs. These were jobs bounced back, and it bounced back, and it went to their benefit.
It did not.
I was the one that created them. They know it, and so does everybody else.
Vice President Harris, I'll let you respond.
I know the general gist of Project 2025, but I don't know about like.
And when you look at his economic plan, it's all about tax breaks.
I don't know about the specifics, and I want to know about the specifics of it.
I describe as an opportunity economy, and the best economists in our country, if not the world, have reviewed our relative plans for the future of America.
This honeycomb's pissing me off.
Is that Donald Trump's plan would make the economy worse, mine would strengthen the economy. What the Wharton School has said is Donald Trump's plan would actually explode the deficit. 16 Nobel laureates have described his economic plan as something that would increase inflation.
Interesting approach with like data from
invite a recession.
An outside source.
You just have to look at where we are and where we stand on the issues. And I'd invite you to know that Donald Trump actually has no plan.
I killed that
for
guy,
you
right?
Because he is more interested in
I need to get
defending
this
himself than he is in looking out for you.
I need to fight that thing again. God damn it.
Look, I went to the Wharton School of Finance, and many of those professors, the top professors, think my plan is a brilliant plan. It's a great plan. It's a plan that's going to bring up our worth, our value as a country. It's going to make people want to be able to go and work and create jobs and create a lot of good, solid money for our
Yeah, it says I have 7 out of 10.
And just to finish off, she doesn't have a plan. She copied Biden's plan, and it's like 4 sentences, like run, spot, run. 4 sentences that are just, oh, we'll try and lower taxes. She doesn't have a plan. Take a look at her plan. She doesn't have a plan.
Mr. President, I do want to
She's like, what the fuck are you talking about?
The Vice President brought up your tariffs. You responded, and let's drill down on this, because your plan is what she calls is essentially a national sales tax. Your proposal calls for tariffs, as you pointed out here, on foreign imports across the board.
She's holding herself very well.
Tariffs up to 20% on goods coming into this country.
Fucking crab.
As you know, many economists say
Get crabs.
tariffs at that level
Get crabs and die.
to the consumer. Vice President Harris has argued it'll mean higher prices on gas, food, clothing, medication, arguing it costs the typical family nearly $4,000 a year. Do you believe Americans can afford higher prices because of tariffs?
They're not going to have higher prices. What's going to have and who's
I
going to have
love
higher prices is China
eating puzzle pieces.
All of the countries that have been
Delicious.
ripping us off for years. I was the only president ever. China was paying us hundreds of billions of dollars, and so were other countries. And you know, if she doesn't like them, they should have gone out and they should have immediately cut the tariffs. But those tariffs are there 3.5 years now under their administration.
And then you gave it to your friends.
Taken billions of dollars, hundreds of billions of dollars.
Sorry to get political. No, it's all good. I mean, that's the reason why we're here right now. I don't want to be on any side. I just need to stop being brainwashed by my dad. I'll say this, right, Tune Man? I also grew up in a very Republican town and was Republican when I was a younger kid. And then I went to college and learned that that is not correct. So if you go to college and you get an education, you realize, oh shit,
Vice President Harris, I do want to
they're actually cooking something here.
Said there, because the Biden administration did keep a number of the Trump tariffs in place. So how do you respond?
Well, let's be clear that the Trump
apparently this is the last debate, or it has the potential to be the last debate.
One of the highest we've ever seen in the history of America. He invited trade wars. You want to talk about his deal with China? What he ended up doing is, under Donald Trump's presidency, he ended up selling American chips to China to help them improve and modernize their military, basically sold us out, when a policy about China should be in making sure the United States of America wins the competition for the 21st century, which means
I'm reading my chat about like what's going on here.
That requires focusing on relationships with our allies, focusing on investing in American-based technology so that we win the race on AI, on quantum computing, focusing on what we need to do to support America's workforce so that we don't end up having on the short end of the stick in terms of workers' rights. But what Donald Trump did, let's talk about this, with COVID, is he actually thanked President Xi for what he did during COVID. Look at his tweet. Thank you, President Xi, exclamation point, when we know that
he looks so tired. Is he processing this information, or is he just like saying shit that he feels like saying?
First of all, they bought their chips from Taiwan. We hardly make chips anymore because of philosophies like they have and policies like
he is ready to take a nap. Ooh, in the water, I see.
Everything that she believed 3 years ago and 4 years ago is out the window. She's going to my philosophy now. In fact, I was going to send her a MAGA hat. She's gone to my philosophy. But if she ever
is there something under there that I need to get?
It will be the end of our country. She's a Marxist. Everybody knows she's a Marxist.
Oh yes, there is. A very important thing, in fact.
In economics, and he taught her well. But when you look at what she's
done laughing?
To our country, and when you look at these millions and millions of people that are pouring into our country monthly, where it's, I believe, 21 million people, not the 15 that people say, and I think it's a lot higher than the 21. That's bigger than New York State.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. He's been calling her a communist. He calls everyone a communist.
Many of these people coming in are criminals, and that's
it's the 50s again. That's why they say "Make America Great Again." That's all they play by.
Well, bad immigration immigration is the worst thing that can happen to our economy. They have.
I'm voting for Mark Wahlberg.
Destroyed our country with
that's it. It's settled.
That's insane. Almost policy.
Mark Wahlberg City. Here we come.
To hate our country.
President Trump. Thank you.
What? No.
I want to turn to the issue of abortion. President Trump, you've often touted that you were able to kill Roe v. Wade. Last year, you said that you were proud to be the most pro-life president.
Kill Roe v. Wade.
Then last month, you said that your administration would be great
some pro-life
and their reproductive rights. In your home state of Florida, you
here we go.
Many
here we go.
With regard to your 6-week abortion ban, because you initially had said that it was too short, and you said, "quote I'm going to be voting that we need more than 6 weeks."
Fucking shark.
And the very next day, you
fucking shark.
Course and said you would vote to support the 6-week ban. Vice
fucking shark, get away from me. Get away from me. Get away from me, shark.
The issue of abortion, because you've changed your position so many times. Therefore, why should they trust you?
Well, the reason I'm doing that vote is because the plan is, as you know, the vote is, they have.
I went up to this crab. It's a very nice crab.
Look at the governor of West Virginia.
And I told him I was gonna rip his little pincers off. Then he got mad at me.
But the governor before, he said.
So I poked his stupid little face, and I poked it 3 times. He kept on getting faster, but I was too quick. I was way faster than he was.
Because they're radical. The Democrats are radical in that. And her vice presidential pick.
Every time they say radical, I always think of it like a surfer dude.
Because he is really
like, yo, the Democrats are radical, dude.
The presidential pick says abortion in the 9th month is absolutely fine. He also says execution after birth. It's execution.
Yo, radical execution, bro.
Is okay, and that's not okay with me. Hence the vote. But what I did is something for.
Okay, so I got all this stuff in here.
They've been trying to get Roe v. Wade into the state.
Bro, abortion is tubular.
Through the genius and heart and strength of 6
Hell yeah, brother.
justices, we were able to do that. Now, I believe in the exceptions for rape, incest, and life of the mother. I believe strongly in it. Ronald Reagan did also. 85% of
okay, yeah, bring Reagan into this. Go ahead and throw that in there.
But we were able to get it, and now
he just had to throw in one Reagan name drop.
For the first time, you're going to see. Look,
he has like a scorecard underneath the podium.
Apart for 52 years. Every legal scholar, every Democrat, every Republican, liberal, conservative, they all wanted this issue to be brought back to the states where the people could vote, and that's what happened. Now, Ohio, the vote was somewhat liberal. Kansas.
This is the most energetic he's been all night.
More liberal than people would have thought. But each
also, there's a mumbo skull up there. Let's go ahead and get that.
The people now, it's not tied up in the federal.
Why is this one so much bigger than the other ones?
It took courage to do it, and the Supreme Court had great courage in doing it, and I give tremendous credit to those 6 justices.
There is no state in this country where it is legal to kill.
You mean 3 of them that you hired yourself because you needed that to happen?
Well, as I said, you're going to hear a bunch of lies, and that's not actually a surprising fact. Let's understand how we got here. Donald Trump hand-selected 3 members of the United States.
Hey, that's what I just said.
With the intention that they would undo the protections of Roe v. Wade. And they did exactly as he intended. And now in over 20 states, there are Trump abortion bans, which make it
Ronald Reagan, the actor.
For a doctor
fucking insane, right?
To provide health care in one state, it provides
what are we gonna do next? Hire a reality show host as president?
Bans that make no exception even for rape and incest, which understand what that means. A survivor of a crime of violation to their body does not have the right to make a decision about what happens.
I need 18 more of these motherfuckers, and then I'm missing 1 jiggy, I think.
And one does not have to abandon their faith or deeply held beliefs to agree. The government, and Donald Trump certainly, should not be telling a woman what to do with her body. I have talked with women around our country. You want to talk
I think there was
this is what people
some
wanted?
over here.
Pregnant women who want
oh shit,
to
that
carry
Jinjo. I keep on forgetting about that Jinjo.
Suffering from a miscarriage, being denied care in an emergency room because the healthcare providers are afraid.
And I'm missing a yellow Jinjo, which I think is up at the top.
In a car in the parking lot. She didn't want that. Her husband didn't want that. A 12 or 13-year-old survivor of incest.
Hold on. I need to see if you have some notes in your mouth. You don't. Good.
They don't want that. And I pledge pledge to you.
This fucking silly music while we're talking about abortion.
Put back in place the protections of Roe v. Wade. As President of the United States, I will
very not fitting. Thank you, Banjo Kazooie.
To law, but understand, if Donald Trump were to be reelected, he will sign a national abortion ban. Understand, in his Project 2025, there would be a national abortion.
I believe in a woman's rights.
Your pregnancies, your miscarriages.
Me too, Banjo.
American people believe that certain freedoms, in particular the freedom to make decisions about one's own body, should not be made by the government.
So fucking unfitting.
Well, there she goes again. It's a lie.
Oh.
I'm not signing a ban, and there's no reason to sign a ban because we've gotten what everybody wanted. Democrats, Republicans, and
no, we didn't.
Else, and every legal scholar wanted it to be brought back into the states.
Dude,
and the states
just look at Texas.
And it may take a little time.
It's fucking abysmal out here with the abortion rights.
Years, this issue has torn our country apart, and they've wanted
you guys want to take it away completely. The rights away completely.
Was possible. The states are now voting. What she says is an absolute
okay, I need to go back
lie.
and get the.
As far as the abortion ban, no, I'm not in favor of abortion ban, but it doesn't matter because this issue has now been taken over by the states.
Would you veto a national abortion ban if it?
What do you mean?
Have to, because again, two things. Number one, she said she'll go back to Congress. She'll never get the vote. It's impossible for her to get the vote, especially now with the 50-50 and essentially 50-50 in both Senate and the House. She's not going to get the vote. She can't get the vote. She won't even come close to it. So it's just talk. You know what it reminds me of when they said they're going to get student loans terminated, and it ended up being a total catastrophe. The student loans, and then her.
What about the student loans? What did you do about the student loans, though?
All this time on the beach, but look, her boss went out and said, "We'll do it again. We'll do it a different way." He went out.
Guys, I'm trying to be very critical of Harris at the same time, but it's so hard to be more critical of her than it is of Trump. It really, really is, because everything he's saying is so stupid and hypocritical and is a lie, like so obviously. I'm trying. I can try to find something to say negatively about Harris.
JD Vance has said that you would veto if it did come to your desk.
She should crack a joke. I don't know.
JD, in all fairness, JD, and I don't mind if he has a certain view, but I think he was speaking for me, but I really didn't. Look, we don't have to discuss it because she'd never be able to get it, just like she couldn't get student loans. They couldn't get student loans. They didn't even come close.
She should tell a knock-knock joke.
They taunted young people and a lot of other people that had loans. They can never get this approved. So it doesn't matter what she says about going to Congress. Well, wonderful. Let's go to Congress. Do it. But the fact
Bro,
is
what are you
they
saying?
wanted to get it out of Congress and out of the federal government.
Oh my God, he lost the focus of what the fuck is happening. I don't know what we're talking about.
President Harris, want to give you your time to respond, but I do want to ask, would you support any restrictions on a woman's right to an abortion?
I absolutely support reinstating the protections of Roe v. Wade, and as you rightly mentioned, nowhere in
I think there's some over here that I forgot.
is a woman carrying a pregnancy to term and asking for an abortion. That is not happening. It's insulting to the women of America. And understand what has been happening under Donald Trump's abortion bans. Couples who pray
I wish the debate was just whoever has the biggest schlong and bangs the loudest, just full caveman mode. Well, one of them only has a schlong up there, so that person would be the winner.
Working women who are working 1 or 2 jobs, who can barely afford childcare as it is.
Unfortunately, I think he has a bigger advantage in that part.
Get on a plane sitting next to strangers to go and get the health care she needs. Barely can afford
Okay, good. We got the.
What you are putting her through is unconscionable. And
Didn't Ronald Reagan have a pet monkey?
Have not. The majority of Americans believe in a woman's right to make decisions about her own body.
Didn't Lyndon B. Johnson have a giant hog?
Every state where this
like
issue has been
like
on
a pig.
The ballot in red and blue states.
Actually, no.
The people of
Didn't he show
America
his
have
dick to a
voted for
journalist one time?
Vice President Harris,
Excuse me, I have to respond. Another lie. It's another lie. I have been a leader on IVF, which is fertilization. The IVF, I have been a leader. In fact,
Did I get all the jiggies just now? I just missed it.
Negative decision on IVF from the Alabama courts.
I'm missing the honeycomb, but I don't know where it is. So we'll just go ahead and leave, and I'll come back and get it later by myself.
They know that, and everybody else knows it. I have been a leader on fertilization, IVF, and the other thing.
Wait, did Trump just say that he's fertile?
Will she allow abortion in the 8th month, 9th month, 7th month?
Come on.
Okay, would you do that? Why don't you ask her that question?
Why don't you answer the question? Would you
because
veto?
under Roe v.
Answer
Wade,
the question,
you could do abortions in the
He's not
7th
answering the
month,
question.
The 8th month, the 9th month, and probably after birth. Just look at the governor, former governor of Virginia. The governor of Virginia said we put the baby aside and then we determine what we want to do with the baby.
President Trump, thank you.
We're going to turn now to immigration and border security.
Outdoorsman Theodore Roosevelt also had bears among his pets, as well as snakes, pigs, an owl, raccoon, badger, hyena, zebra, and lion. What were their names? That's what I want to know.
Getting to the root causes of migration from Central America. We know that illegal.
What do you name a
crossings
badger?
Reached a record high in the Biden administration. This past June, President Biden imposed tough new asylum restrictions. We know the numbers since then.
You love raccoons?
Significantly.
I wonder if
my question to you tonight
Teddy Roosevelt's raccoon had rabies. I wonder if Teddy Roosevelt had rabies.
Election to act. And would you have done anything differently from President Biden on this?
So I'm the only person on this stage who has prosecuted transnational criminal organizations for the trafficking of
Jelly
guns,
belly.
drugs, and human beings. And let me say that the United
Putrid
States
parrot
Congress,
puke is her
including some of the most
favorite smell.
conservative members of the
Not
United
Kamala,
States Senate,
Grunty.
came up with a border
Maybe Kamala
security
likes that
bill,
smell. I don't know.
which I supported. And that bill
And the
would
old
put
hag's favorite color is
1,500 more
gruesome
border
green.
agents on the border to help
Wow, she's
those
saying
folks
some
who are
really
working
nasty
there
stuff
right
about
now,
Kamala tonight. Holy
overtime,
shit.
Trying to do their job. It
She
would
should
have
debate
allowed
him
us
or
to
her.
stem the flow
Not
of
Trump.
fentanyl coming into the United
The
States.
hyena was named
I know there's
Bill?
so many families watching tonight who have been personally affected. by
Wait,
the
was it
surge of
actually?
fentanyl in our country.
Or are you just making up names
That
for
bill
Teddy Roosevelt's
would have
pets?
put more resources to allow us to prosecute transnational criminal organizations for trafficking in guns, drugs, and human beings. But you know what happened to that bill? Donald Trump got on the phone.
Trump is a
called
femboy
some folks in
confirmed.
Congress and said, kill the bill. And you know why?
According to Google,
Because
these are the
he
names.
preferred to run
Hell
on a
yes.
problem instead of fixing a problem. And
I love
understand,
Bill the hyena.
This comes at a time. The people
That's
of our
not a
country
sound a hyena
actually
makes.
need
What
a
the
leader
fuck am I
who
saying?
engages in solutions, who actually addresses the problems at hand. But what we have in the former president is someone who would prefer to run on a problem instead of fixing a problem. And I'll tell you something, he's going to talk about immigration a lot tonight, even when it's not the subject that is being raised. And I'm going to actually do something really unusual, and I'm going to invite you to attend one of Donald Trump's rallies, because it's a really interesting thing to watch. You will see during the course of his rallies, he talks about fictional characters like Hannibal Lecter. He will talk about windmills cause cancer. And what you will also notice is that people start leaving his rallies early out of exhaustion and boredom. And I will tell you, the one thing you will not hear him talk about is you. You will not hear him talk about your needs, your dreams, and your
Ripper the dog.
desires. And I'll tell
Grunty's
you,
dog's name is Ripper. I wonder if Teddy Roosevelt could use that as a name.
Actually puts you first, and I pledge to you that I will.
Vice President Harris, thank you. President Trump, on that point, I want to get your response.
Well, I would like to respond.
Let me just ask, though, why did you try to kill that bill, and successfully so? That would have put thousands of additional agents and officers on the border.
First, let me respond as to the rallies. She said people start leaving. People don't go to her rallies. There's no reason to go.
What?
And the people that do go, she's bussing them in and paying them to be there. And
what?
Showing them in a different
What
light.
the fuck are you saying?
Talk about that. People don't leave my rallies.
What the
biggest
fuck?
Rallies, the most incredible rallies in the history of politics. That's because people want to take their country back.
Oh my God, he's
Our country
delusional.
is being lost. We're a failing nation, and it happened 3.5 years ago. And
that is awesome.
Here, you're going to end up in World War III.
Oh,
to another subject.
what a
What they
dumbass.
have done to our country by allowing these millions and millions of people to come into our country. And look
It's
at
right
what's
back to
happening in
immigration.
towns all over the United States. And a lot of towns don't want to talk. It's not going to be Aurora or Springfield.
She's
A lot
gonna
of
say-
towns
he's
don't
gonna
wanna
say
talk about
that,
it because they're so embarrassed by it. In Springfield,
Immigrants
they're
are coming
eating the
into
dogs.
women's
The people that
uteruses
come in,
next.
They're eating the cats.
What the
They're eating They're eating the pets of the people that live there. And this is what's happening in our country, and it's a shame. As far as rallies are concerned, as far as the reason they go is they like what I say. They want to bring our country back. They want to make America great again. It's a very simple phrase. Make America
This music
great
is
again.
perfect for this.
She's destroying this country, and if she becomes president, this country doesn't have a chance of success. Not only success, we'll end up being Venezuela on steroids.
I just want to clarify here, you bring up Springfield, Ohio, and ABC News did reach out to the city manager there. He told us there have been no credible reports of specific claims of pets being harmed, injured, or abused by individuals within the immigrant community.
Well, I've seen people on television.
Let me just say here, this is the
people on television.
Yeah, I saw it online, bro.
Taken and
Source, trust me, bro.
So maybe he said that, and maybe that's a good thing to say for a city manager.
I'm not taking this from
but
television.
The people
I'm
on
taking it from
television
the city
saying their
manager.
dog was eaten by the people that went there.
What the
Again, the Springfield city manager says there's no
are you
evidence of that.
saying?
President Harris, I'll let you respond to the rest of what you've heard.
You talk about extreme.
Yeah, for real.
You know, this is, I think, one of the reasons why in this election I actually have the endorsement of 200 Republicans who have formally worked with President Bush, Mitt Romney, and John McCain.
Sorry, I had to do some stuff with my stream really quick.
Former Vice President Dick Cheney and Congress member Liz Cheney.
And then also
and if you want
adjust
to really
this a little bit.
The inside track on who
and then make
the
myself
former
smaller.
president is, if he didn't make it clear already, just ask people who have worked with him. His former chief of staff, a 4-star general, has said he has contempt
My
for
God,
the
what an
Constitution of the
amazing
United
response
States.
he had. Holy
His former national
shit.
security advisor has said he is
What is
dangerous
his
and
mouth that he's making
unfit.
right now? Look at that.
His former secretary of defense has said the nation, the republic, would never survive.
You don't think enough things are happening on stream right now? I can find more shit. I can find more shit to add on here.
When we listen to this kind of rhetoric, when the issues that affect
Give me a
the
second.
American people are not being addressed, I think the choice is clear in this election.
President Trump, I'll give you a quick minute to respond here.
Thank you, because when I hear that, see, I'm a different kind of a person. I fired most of those people, not so graciously. They did bad things or a bad job.
They did bad things. They're very bad people.
They didn't fire anybody having to do with Afghanistan and the Taliban and the 13 people whose were just killed viciously.
I'll give you sensory
violently
overload.
killed, and I got to know the parents and
Don't
the
tempt me with
family.
a good time.
They didn't fire. They should have fired all those generals, all those top people, because that was one of the most incompetently handled situations anybody has ever seen. So when somebody does a bad job, I fire him. And you take a guy like Esper. He was no good. I fired him. So he writes a book. Another one writes a book. Because with me, they can write books. With nobody
Oh, here
else
we
can
go.
they? But they have done such a poor job, and they never fire anybody. Look at the economy. Look at the inflation. They didn't fire any of their economists.
Me
They're
when
the
I'm
same
looking at
people.
Sonic photos,
That's a
look at
good
the
way
inflation.
Not to have books written
What?
about you. But just to finish, I got more votes than any Republican in history by far. In fact, I got more votes than any president, sitting president in history by far.
Let me continue on immigration. It was what you wanted to talk about earlier, so let's get back to your deportation proposal that the Vice President has reacted to as well. President Trump, you call this the largest domestic deportation operation in the history of our country. You say you would use the National Guard. You say if things get out of control, you'd have no problem using the U.S. military.
Police, yes.
You also said you would use local police. How would you deport 11 million undocumented immigrants? I know you believe
I'm not done,
the number
guys.
is much higher. Take us through this. What does this look like? Will authorities be going door to door in this country?
Yeah, it is much higher because of them. They allowed criminals, many millions of criminals. They allowed terrorists. They allowed common street criminals. They allowed
Here we go.
people to
Yeah,
come in,
that's
drug
good. This is
dealers
gonna
to
be
come
good.
into our country, and they're now in the United States and told by their countries like Venezuela, don't ever come back or we're going to kill you. Do you know that crime in Venezuela and crime in countries
Oh my God,
all
he's
over
so-
the world
he's so
is
fucking
way
psychotic.
down? You know why? Because they've taken their criminals off the street and they've given them to her to put into our country. And this will be one of the greatest mistakes in history for them to allow. And I think they probably did it because they
how's that,
get
guys?
votes, but it's not worth it.
I want to see Piccolo in the corner.
Destroying the fabric of our country by what
like
they've
just
done. There's never been anything done like this at all. They've destroyed the fabric of our country. Millions of people let in, and all over the world, crime is down. All over the world, except here. Crime
Piccolo's
here is
absolutely
up and
voting for
through
Trump.
the roof.
Absolutely,
Despite
he
their
is.
fraudulent statements that they made. Crime in this country is through the roof, and we have a new form of crime. It's called migrant crime, and it's happening at
it's all about immigration over and over again. That's all he can talk about.
Actually coming down in this country, but
excuse me, the FBI they were defrauding statements. They didn't include the worst cities.
Wow.
They didn't include the cities with the worst crime. It was a fraud, just like their number of 818,000 jobs that they said they created turned out to be a fraud.
President
Trump, Piccolo is somewhere on the screen, I think.
Coming from someone who has been prosecuted for national security crimes, economic crimes.
Piccolo's not on the screen because he's not loading.
Has been found liable for sexual assault, and his next big court appearance is in November at his own criminal sentencing. And let's be clear, where each person stands on the issue of what is important about respect for the rule of law and respect for law enforcement. The former vice president called for defunding federal law enforcement 45,000 agents, get this, on the day after he was arraigned on 34 felony counts. So let's talk about what
now
is
we have a
important
stream.
In this race. It is important that we move forward, that we turn the page on this same old tired rhetoric and address the needs of the American people, address what we need to do about the housing
Holy fuck, what the hell is happening on the left side of the screen?
Address what we must do to support our small businesses, address bringing down the price of groceries. But frankly, the American
Who's talking
people
right
are
now?
Exhausted.
Is it Luigi?
Same old tired playbook.
Vice President Harris, thank you.
Excuse me. Every one of those cases.
Excuse me, sir. A word, please.
And I'm winning most of them.
I would like Kamala to know that she's a very bad witch.
Decision that came down just recently from the Supreme Court. I'm winning.
Welcome back, Halsey.
But those
and do you like my memes?
Called weaponization. Never happened in this country. They weaponized the Justice Department. Every one of those cases was involved with the DOJ, from Atlanta and Fani Willis to the Attorney General of New York and the DA in New York. Every one of those cases.
Oh my God.
And then
hold on, I have to fix something on my end.
He's a criminal. They're the ones that made them go after me. By the way, Joe Biden was found essentially guilty on the documents case. And what happened in my documents case? They said, oh, that's the toughest of them all. A complete and total victory. 2 months ago, it was thrown out. It's weaponization, and they used it, and it's never happened in this country. They used it to
My fat old sister's favorite sport is loogie flicking. I think that's Trump's favorite sport too. She attended Cauldron College. You won't believe that Gruntilda's party trick is performing a scary striptease. Mr. President, would you like to say anything about that?
Would essentially be immune from any misconduct if he were to enter.
You know, I've paid for some stripteases in my time, but I can't really talk about that because it was on Epstein's Island.
I'm quoting, terminate the Constitution of the United States.
Yeah, what's the most scandalous thing happening right now? The information on Trump or the information on Gruntilda?
Someone who has openly expressed disdain for members of our military. Understand what it would mean if Donald Trump were back in the White House with no guardrails, because certainly we know now
this is like,
won't stop him. We know J.D. Vance is not going to stop him. It's up to the American
There's so much going on the screen right now.
Thank you, Lindsay.
Holy fuck.
Harris, in your last run for president.
This is the one that weaponized, not me. She weaponized. I probably took a bullet to the head because of the things that they say about me. They talk about democracy. I'm a threat to democracy. democracy. They're the threat to democracy with a fake Russia investigation that went nowhere.
We have a lot to get to. Lindsay?
Vice President Harris, in your last run for president, you said you wanted to ban fracking. Now you don't. You wanted mandatory government buyback programs for assault weapons. Now your campaign says you don't. You supported decriminalizing border crossings. Now you're taking a harder line. I know you say that your values have not changed. So then why have so many of your policy positions changed?
So my values have not changed, and I'm going to discuss every one of the, at least every point that you've made. But in particular, let's talk about fracking because we're here in Pennsylvania.
I'm watching the same stream from the Australian coverage, and he is trying to impersonate her confidence now. I guess so.
And in fact, I was the tie-breaking vote on the Inflation Reduction Act, which opened new leases for fracking. My position is that we have got to invest in diverse sources of energy.
A lot of Aussies support Trump. That doesn't surprise me. I've heard that Australia is pretty like Republican leaning.
Largest increase in domestic oil production in history because of an approach that recognizes that we cannot over-rely on foreign oil. As it relates to my values, let me tell you, I grew up a middle-class kid raised by a hardworking mother who
she already said this at the beginning
and was able to buy our first home when I was a teenager. The values I bring to the importance of home ownership, knowing not everybody got handed $400 million on a silver platter and then filed bankruptcy 6 times, is a value that I bring to my work to say we are going to work with the private sector and home builders to increase 3 million homes, increased by 3 million homes by the end of my first term. My work that is related to having a friend when I was in high school who was sexually assaulted by her stepfather. And my focus on protecting women and children from violent crime is based on a value that is deeply grounded in the importance of standing up for those who are most vulnerable. My work that is about protecting Social Security and Medicare is based on long-standing work that I have done, protecting seniors from scams. My values.
I don't think we're going to do anything about that. I think seniors are going to be scammed forever.
There is a president who actually brings values and a perspective that is about lifting people up and not beating people down.
Athen told me to check out your stream because it was awesome. I confirmed the stream is awesome. What's your favorite thing that you're watching right now? Or can you process anything that's happening right now?
It's not in beating people down, it's in lifting people up.
Give your answer to Piccolo on the bottom right there.
President Trump,
well, first of all, I wasn't given $400 million. I wish I was. My father was a Brooklyn builder, Brooklyn, Queens, and a great father, and I learned a lot from him. But I was given a fraction of that, a tiny fraction, and I built it into many.
Yeah, just a tiny fraction, maybe like 40 million.
And when people see it, they are even surprised. So we don't have to talk about that. Fracking.
It's the Mario and Luigi animation on the left. I do like that. It's very fun.
Police. She's been against that forever. She gave all that stuff up. Very wrongly, very horribly, and everybody's laughing at it, okay? They're all laughing at it. She gave up at least...
I have to watch this later and listen to this debate with the soundtrack.
In Minnesota, she went
because I just need to see...
I'm talking now, if you don't mind, please. Does that sound familiar?
What?
She went out.
She's like, what the fuck?
She went out in Minnesota and wanted to let criminals that killed people, that burned down Minneapolis.
God, he's so dirty.
Get him out of jail.
What a dirty little slut that man is.
Would ever think of. Now she wants to do transgender operations on illegal aliens that are in prison. This is a radical left liberal.
What the hell is he saying?
She wants to confiscate your guns, and she will never allow fracking in Pennsylvania. If she won the election, fracking in Pennsylvania will end on day one. Just to finish, one thing so important in my opinion.
I think her strategy is just let him talk.
The oil business going like nobody has ever done before. When they took over, they got rid of it, started getting rid of it, and the prices were going up the roof.
I don't know if he needs a nap. I think he needs a fucking retirement home.
I would have been 5 times, 4 times, 5 times higher, because you're talking about 3.5 years ago. They got it up to where I was because they had no choice, because the prices of energy were quadrupling and doubling. You saw what happened.
I wonder if I need to make the debate bigger.
But if she won the election, the day after that election, they'll go back to destroying our country, and oil will be dead, fossil fuel will be dead, we'll go back
Oil's gonna be
we'll
dead.
go back to solar, where they need a whole desert to get some energy to come out of. You ever see a solar plant? By the way, I'm a big fan of solar. But they take
You ever seen a solar plant?
500 acres.
Jesus Christ.
These are not good things for the environment, as she understands.
Thank you.
Holy fuck, dude.
In just 56 days. And I want to talk about the peaceful transfer of power, which, of
Oh,
course,
guys,
we
we
all
have
know is
so
the
much room for
cornerstone of
more
our
memes.
democracy and the role of a president in a
Guys,
moment of
look at
crisis.
this.
Mr. President, on January 6th, you told your supporters to march to the Capitol. You said you would be right there with them. The country and the world saw what played out at the Capitol that day, the officers coming under attack. Aides in the West Wing say
Oh,
you
we
watched it
got
unfold
this.
on
This is going to be
television
good.
off the Oval Office. You did send out tweets, but it was more than 2 hours before you sent out that video message telling your supporters to go home. Is there anything you regret about what you did on that day?
You just said a thing that isn't covered. Peacefully and patriotically.
You should
I said
add the
during
boy
my
kisser?
speech, not
Okay.
later on. Peacefully and patriotically. And nobody on the other side was killed. Ashley Babbitt was shot by an out-of-control police officer that should have never, ever shot her. It's a disgrace. But
It's a disgrace.
that have been treated so badly. I ask, what about all the people that are pouring into our country and killing people that she allowed to pour in? She was the border czar, remember that. She was the border czar. She doesn't want to be called the border czar because she's embarrassed by the border. In fact, she said at the beginning,
The spin meme needs to go up here now.
That's
Okay, so they're up there
she
now.
knows what a bad job they've done. What about those people? What are they going to be
Bat cow?
prosecuted?
Oh, you're right.
What are these people from countries all over the world, not just South America? They're coming in from all over the world, David. All
Where the
over
fuck did
world.
Bat Cow come
and
from?
crime rates are down all over the world because of it.
I got
But
this
let me-
meme.
One of those, David, one of those people are going to be prosecuted.
David.
One of the people that burned down Minneapolis going to be prosecuted. Or in Seattle, they went into Seattle. They took over a big percentage.
You sent it
of the
to me and I
city of
saved it to
Seattle.
my computer,
When
but
are
I don't
those
know
people
why
gonna be
I
prosecuted?
don't have it saved to my computer
You
now.
might ask her that question.
Oh,
You
yeah,
were
I
the
do.
President. You
Found
were
it.
watching it unfold on television. It's a very simple question as we move forward toward another election. Is there anything you regret about what you did on that day? Yes, sir.
I had nothing to do with that other than they asked me to make a speech. I showed up for a speech. I said, I think it's going to be big. I went to Nancy Pelosi and the mayor of Washington, D.C., and the mayor put it back in writing, as you know. I said, you know, this is going to be a very big rally or whatever you want to call it. And again, it wasn't done by me. It was done by others. I said, I'd like to give you 10,000 National Guard or soldiers. They rejected me. Nancy Pelosi rejected me. It was just 2 weeks ago. Her daughter has a tape of her saying she is fully responsible for what happened. They want to get rid
This
of the
guy's a
tape.
dweeb.
It would have never happened if Nancy Pelosi and the mayor of Washington did their jobs. I wasn't responsible for security. Nancy Pelosi was
Nancy
responsible.
Pulowski.
She
Nancy
didn't do her job.
Polkowski.
The question was about you as president, not about former Speaker Pelosi, but I do want Vice President Harris to respond here.
I was at the Capitol on January 6th. I was the vice president-elect. I was also an acting senator. I was there. And on that day, the President of the United States incited a violent mob to attack our nation's capital, to desecrate our nation's capital. On that day, 140
All right, how's that, guys?
law enforcement officers were injured, and some died.
Is this a good stream?
And understand, the former president has been indicted and impeached for exactly that reason. But this is not an isolated situation. Let's remember Charlottesville.
Where's the boy kisser?
Where
Fuck.
there was a mob of people carrying tiki torches, spewing
I'm not gonna say boy
anti-Semitic
kisser,
hate.
but
And what did the president then at the time say? There were fine people on each side. Let's remember that when it came to the Proud Boys, a militia,
numbered.
the former president said, stand back and stand by. So for everyone watching who remembers what January 6th was,
Here we go. This is
I
a good one.
say, we don't have to go back. Let's not go back. We're not going back. It's time to turn the page. And if that was a bridge too far for you, well, there is a
All right,
place
kiss counter.
in our campaign for you to stand for country, to stand for our democracy, to stand for rule of law, and to end the chaos and
Put it
to
right here.
end
We need a little
the
bit more chaos, I
approach that is
think,
about
Kamala.
attacking the
I support you,
foundations of our democracy,
but I definitely need more
'cause you
chaos
don't
on the
like
screen right now.
outcome. And be clear on that point. Donald Trump, the candidate, has said in this election there will be a bloodbath if this and the outcome of this election is not to his liking.
All right, cool. We got a kiss counter.
Let's turn the page on this. Let's not go back. Let's chart a course for the future and not go backwards to the past.
Let me just follow up here.
It was a different term.
Jesus Christ, he can't shut the fuck up.
To energy, because they have destroyed our energy business. That was where bloodbath was. Also, one Charlottesville. That story has been, as you would say, debunked. Laura Ingraham, Sean Hannity, Jesse, all of these people, they covered it. If they go an extra sentence, they will see it was perfect. It was debunked in almost every newspaper, but they still bring it up.
Debunked
just like
how?
They bring 2025 up. They bring all of this stuff up. I ask you this. You talk about the Capitol. Why are we allowing these millions of people to come through on the southern border? How come she's not doing anything? And I'll tell you what I would do, and I would be very proud to do it.
Whatever happened to Trump being impeached? Why isn't he in prison? Great question.
I'd like to see her go down to
It's because
Washington,
our
D.C. doing
legal
this
system is a
thing, 'cause we're
joke, and it
wasting
takes
a lot of
forever for
time.
billionaires to
Go
get
down
jailed.
because she's been
If
so
it ever
so
happens.
ridiculous.
Likely it
Go
never
down to
happens.
Washington, D.C. and let
Because
her
they get
sign
special
the bill
privileges and
close at the
favoritism.
border. Because they have the right to do it. They don't need bills. They have the right to do it. The President of the United States, you'll get him out of bed, you'll wake him up at 4 o'clock in the afternoon, you'll say, come on down to the office, let's sign a bill. If he signs a bill that the border is closed, all he has to do is say it to the Border Patrol, who are phenomenal. If they do that...
This music is so strangely fitting whenever Trump talks.
Immigration here tonight. I do want to focus on this next issue to both of you because it really brings us this into focus. Truth in these times that we're living in.
Thank you, Grant Kirkhope, for this amazing, amazing gift.
Election. You repeatedly falsely claim that you won. Many times saying you won in a landslide. In the past couple of weeks leading up to
Jesus
this
Christ.
debate, you have said, quote, you lost by a whisker, that you, quote, didn't quite make it, that you came up a little bit short.
I said that?
Are you now acknowledging that you lost in 2020?
No, I don't acknowledge that at all.
But
I
you
said
did
that
say
sarcastically. You know that. It was said, oh, we lost by a whisker. That was said sarcastically. Look, there's
Jesus.
so much proof. All you have to do is look at it. And they should have sent it back to the legislatures for approval. I got almost 75 million votes, the most votes any sitting president has ever gotten. I was told if I got 63, which was what I got in 2016, you can't be beaten. The election...
63?
should
What?
Never be thinking about it. An election is fraudulent. We need two things. We need walls. And we have to have it. We have to have borders. And we have
Exact
to have
same
good
thing he ran on in
elections.
2016.
Our elections are bad. And a lot of these illegal immigrants coming in, they're trying to get them to vote.
Why doesn't your stream look like this all the time?
They don't even know what country they're in practically.
Well,
and these people are trying
I'm a
to get
cleanly
them to
guy,
vote.
and whenever
That's
things
why
get a
they're
little bit
allowing them
messy,
to come into our country.
that's whenever my stream gets messy.
I didn't detect the sarcasm. Lost by a whisker. We didn't quite make it. And we should just point out here as clarification, and you know this, you and your allies, 60 cases in front of many judges, many of them.
No judge looked at it. They said we didn't have standing. That's the other thing. They said we didn't have standing, a technicality. Can you imagine a system where a person in an election doesn't have standing? The President of the United States.
Why is the camera doing that?
That's how we lost. If you look at the facts, and I'd love to have you do a special on it. I'll show you Georgia, and I'll show you.
Yeah, he's like
Wisconsin,
making
and I'll show
enemies
you
of everyone right now.
We have so many facts and statistics.
Which, I mean,
You know what?
a lot
It
of dumb
doesn't
men are
matter.
definitely going to relate to
Because we have
that.
solve the problem that we have right now.
Me versus the world.
And the problem that we have right now.
Does he know who he's
is we
supposed to be
have a
debating?
Nation in
The world.
decline, and they have put it into decline. We have a nation that is dying, David.
Mr. President, thank
Do you think the Republicans are going to have to get a new candidate now?
There tonight, he said he didn't say that he lost by a
What if
whisker,
they
so he
did that?
still, believes,
What if they were just like,
not lose the election.
we're not going to win this one?
That was won by President Biden and yourself. But I do want to ask you about something that's come up in the last couple of days. This was a post from
Yes, he does hate.
President
He
Trump
does hate immigrants.
about this
Yes.
upcoming election just weeks away. He said, when I win, those people who cheated, and then he lists donors, voters, election officials, he says will be prosecuted to the fullest extent of the law, which will include long-term prison sentences.
What's everyone's favorite
One of your
meme that's on the
campaign's
screen
top
right now?
lawyers responded saying, we won't
And
let
what
Donald
meme would you
Trump
like to see
intimidate
on the
us.
screen?
We won't let him suppress the vote. Is that what you believe he's trying to do here?
Donald Trump was fired by 81 million people. So let's be clear about that. And clearly he is having a very difficult time processing that. But we cannot
Bat Cow and 13 going on 30
of the United States who
banger movies.
Attempts, as he did in the past, to
my favorite meme is just Trump talking.
in a free and fair election. And I'm going to tell you that I have traveled the world as Vice President of the United States. And
that's crazy that the Vice President also travels the world.
I have talked with military leaders, some of whom work with you, and they say you're a disgrace. And when you then talk in this way,
oh, she's gonna bring up Arlington?
Presidential debate and deny what over and over again are court cases you have lost because you did in fact lose that election. It leads one to believe that perhaps we do not have in the candidate to my right the temperament or the ability to not be confused.
According to chat, the presenter is obviously biased.
That's deeply troubling. And
I'm not biased.
people deserve
my favorite meme is the worm on the left.
Let me just say about
you should add the image I just sent you.
Viktor Orban, one of the most respected men. They call him a strong man. He's a tough person.
Oh, hell yeah.
Prime Minister of Hungary. They said, why is the whole world blowing up? 3 years ago it wasn't. Why is it blowing up? He said, because you need Trump back as president. They were afraid of him. China was afraid, and I don't like to use the word afraid, but I'm just quoting him. China was afraid of him.
A real president.
North Korea was afraid of him. Look at what's going on with North Korea, by the way. He said Russia was afraid of him. I ended the Nord Stream 2 pipeline, and Biden put it back on day one, but he ended the XL pipeline. The XL pipeline in our country, he ended that, but he let the Russians build a pipeline going all over Europe and heading into Germany.
It's a different dude talking now.
In the world. Look, Viktor Orban said it. He said the most respected, most feared person is Donald Trump. We had no problems when Trump was president, but when this weak, pathetic man that you saw at a debate just a few months ago, that if he weren't in that debate, he'd be running instead of her. She got no votes. He got 14 million votes. What you did, you talk about a threat to democracy.
There we go.
He got 14 million votes, and they threw him out of office. And you know what? I'll give you a little secret. He hates her. He can't stand her. But he got 14 million votes. They threw him out. She got 0 votes. And when she ran, she was the first one to leave because she failed. And now she's running. I don't understand it, but I'm okay with it because
your time is
I think we're going to do very well.
Jesus Christ.
Turning now to the Israel-Hamas war and the hostages who are still being held.
There we go. That's good.
Among them. Vice President Harris, in December, you said, quote, Israel has a right to defend
I forget that Biden is president now.
It matters how. Saying international humanitarian law must be respected. All right. Israel must do more to protect innocent civilians. You said that 9 months ago. Now an estimated 40,000 Palestinians are dead. Nearly 100 hostages remain. Just last week, Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu said there's not a deal in the making. President Biden has not been able to break through the stalemate. How would you do it?
There we go.
Well, let's understand how we got
You're smaller than the memes?
On October
exactly.
7, Hamas, a terrorist organization, slaughtered.
Everyone be sure to take your screenshots too.
Many of them young people who were simply...
This is a once-in-a-lifetime moment.
Women were horribly raped. And so absolutely, I said then, I say now, Israel has a right to defend itself. We would.
There wasn't any proof that women were raped. That's a lie.
Because it is also true, far too
by Hamas.
Innocent Palestinians have been killed.
What am I looking at? Politics, baby.
What we know is that this war must end. It must end immediately, and the way it will end is we need a ceasefire deal, and we need the hostages out. And so we will continue to work.
She said ceasefire.
On that. Work around the clock, also understanding that we must chart a course for a two-state solution.
Biden has never said ceasefire.
Solution. There must be security for the Israeli people and Israel, and in equal measure for the Palestinians. But the one thing I will assure you always, I will always give Israel the ability to defend itself, in particular as it relates to Iran and any threat that Iran and its proxies pose to Israel. But we must have a two-state solution.
Is Trump crazier than he was 8 years ago, or is he about the same amount of crazy?
Security,
like in an honest outlook.
President Trump,
I think he's crazier than 8 years ago.
And also Hamas in order to get the hostages out.
This is the greatest stream ever. Also, you have no idea who's talking right now.
It would have never started. If I were president, Russia would have never, ever, I know Putin very well, he would have never, and there was no threat of it either, by the way, for 4 years, have gone into Ukraine and killed.
Yeah, because he's a liar, like you!
Far worse than people understand what's going on over there. But when she mentions about Israel, all of a sudden...
God, I look like a Hassan stream right now.
With Netanyahu, when he went to Congress to make a very important speech, she refused to be there because she was at a sorority party of hers. She wanted to go to the sorority party. She hates Israel.
I'm a little
if
gator.
She's president, I believe that Israel will not exist within 2 years from now. And I've been pretty good at predictions.
Oh my God.
I hope I'm wrong about that one.
No, you're not good at predictions.
Israel. At the same time, in her own way,
this is a good look for my streams. Whenever I do like more serious political stuff, I like this.
Blown up. Arabs, Jewish people, Israel will be gone. It would have never
glitched out for a second.
Iran was broke under Donald Trump.
Also, I like that this implies that the video game is more important than the politics happening on screen right now.
Sanctions that I had. Iran had no money for
oh shit, I need to... Oh, God damn it. We'll come back and get that soon.
Terror, and they are spheres of terror. Horrible terror.
Terra? Who's Terra?
It was a big story, and you know it. You covered it very well, actually. They had no money for terror. They were broke. Now they're...
Why are you saying terror that way? Who's Terra?
They're spreading that money around. Look at what's happening with the Houthis and Yemen. Look at what's going on in the Middle East. This would have never happened.
You sound like JFK saying Terra. Terra. Terra.
With Ukraine and Russia ended. If I'm president,
check out the terror that Israel's going through.
Vice President Harris, he says you hate Israel.
Did Trump just compare Kamala to Nazis? They both call each other Nazis. It happens here in America.
Israel and the Israeli people. He knows that he's trying to again divide and distract from the reality, which is it is very well known that Donald Trump is weak and wrong on national security and foreign policy. It is well known that he admires dictators, wants to be a dictator on day one, according to himself. It is well known that he said of Putin that he can do whatever the hell he wants.
Get the coins in his snout.
It is well known that he said when Russia went into Ukraine, it was brilliant. It is well known he exchanged love letters with Kim Jong-un. And it is absolutely well known.
I'm Mr. Vile, greediest crock of all. Play my game to win a prize.
Again, because they're so clear. They can manipulate.
Eat more red Yumblies than me. Ready? 3, 2, 1, go.
Favors. And that is why so many military leaders who you have worked with have told me you are a disgrace. That is why.
Okay, I remember the secret to this one is that you have to keep close to the gator.
Consistently weak and
well, once he gets faster, you want to like stay close to him and like steal his shit.
And respecting in highest regard our military.
Vice President Harris, thank you.
Like right now, I'm kind of beefing it up a little bit.
That's weak on national security by allowing every nation last month for the year, 168 different countries sending people into our country. Their crime rates
I need
way
this.
Down. Putin endorsed her last week.
This fucking music, man.
I think he meant it. Because what he's gotten away with is absolutely incredible. It wouldn't have happened with me. The leaders
of shit.
think that they're weak and incompetent, and they are. They're grossly
Need more dudes.
And I just ask one question. Why does Biden go in and kill the Keystone
pipeline? Hell yes.
The single biggest deal that Russia's ever made, Nord Stream 2, the biggest pipeline anywhere in the world going to Germany and all over Europe.
Avoid yellow.
They're weak and they're ineffective. And Biden, by the way, gets paid a lot of money.
Thank you. We have a lot of issues to get to.
We'll be right back with much more of this historic ABC News presidential debate. From the
are they taking a break?
Center right here in Philadelphia. Back in a moment.
Oh my God, there's more to this? Holy shit!
Presidential debate will continue.
Is it being sponsored by Cheetos or something? Why are we taking a break? God, that'd be hilarious if they were just like, brought to you by PepsiCo. the future of the nation. Brought to you by tampons, just in general, not a specific brand. Oops. Okay. Ooh, I need you. What is this music? Only eat what is shown at top of screen. Ready, 3, 2, 1, go. Nice chocolate milk. Red. Red. Okay, reds are over here. Okay, yellows. Lots of yellows. Need lots of yellows. Okay, red. Oh, he's going so much faster now. Holy shit. Yep. Okay, got 3 of those. Okay, need more. Yes, good. No! Fuck! Oh my god, this is a disaster. This is not good. Okay. Fuck, dude. Fucking hell. God damn it. Yeah, apparently Trump has to go take a nap. I'll have to come back to this later whenever I have the speed shoes, because it's so much easier when you have the shoes on. No, I meant Biden. What do you think Biden's doing right now? Do you think he's watching this? I don't think he has the capability to watch this right now. Oh, I have to do something with my hair really quick, sorry. I bet he's asleep. I bet Biden is asleep in the ocean right now. That's what I'm gonna think. That's what I'm gonna accept. I really don't need to be a crocodile yet. I can put you and the debate on our TV at the same time. This is the best day of my life. Absolutely, swag. Also, hello. Just realized I am swag on here, but it's actually me, Cass, in the is that Cass? There's a heart in the way. Again, my OBS does this stupid thing where I can't see what your name actually is. Cass? Hi, Cass! Yes, you can watch the debate and me at the same time, and also about 37 different memes going on. I was just talking with Sky yesterday, and I hope you guys are doing well. You guys are in Colorado, right? You moved from Florida to Colorado? Trump pushes baseless claim about immigrants eating the pets. Yeah, I don't know where that came from. That's the first time I've ever heard about immigrants eating pets.
Top story live from Paris, live in Tel Aviv. We are here in Butler, Pennsylvania.
Where are we? Are we in Paris or Tel Aviv?
Playlist. Top story with Tom Namas, streaming weeknights at 7 on
The game music was blending with the debate music well? Was it really? I love it.
Between Kamala Harris and Donald Trump.
When it ends in just a few minutes, join us for an analysis of tonight's key moments. Our team will break down how
when is it ending? Hey Siri, when does the debate end?
Election day. For now, though, let's go back to the debate live in Philadelphia.
Live from the National Constitution Center in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. Here again, David Muir and Lindsay Davis.
Welcome back to this historic ABC News
15th,
presidential debate tonight. We're going to
July
continue here
21st,
on a turn to the
blah,
war in Ukraine. We're now 2.5 years into this conflict. Mr. President, it has been the position of the Biden administration that we must defend Ukraine from Russia, from Vladimir
90
Putin,
minutes.
to defend
So
their
about 20 more
sovereignty and
minutes.
democracy, that it's in America's best interest to do so, arguing that if Putin wins, he may be emboldened to move even further into other countries. You have said you would solve this war in 24 hours. You said so just before the break tonight. How exactly would you do that? And I want to ask you a very simple question tonight. Do you want Ukraine to win this war?
I want the war to stop. I want to save lives
Okay.
that are being uselessly, people being killed by the millions. It's the millions. It's so much
He's
worse
such a
than the numbers that
Russian
you get, which are
whistleblower.
fake numbers. Look,
Or fanboy, I should say.
250 billion or more, because they don't ask Europe, which is a much bigger beneficiary to getting this thing done than we are. They're in for
Did something happen in the Discord?
less because Biden.
I'm glad you guys are twins,
don't have the
or whatever's
courage to
happening
ask
in my chat right now.
Europe, like I did with NATO. They paid billions and billions, hundreds of billions of dollars when I said, either you pay up or we're not
Raccoon
gonna
is funny.
protect you anymore. So that's maybe one of the reasons they don't like me as much as they like weak people. But you take a look at what's happening. We're in for 250 to 275 billion. They're in
They're so slow as a crocodile.
They should be forced to equalize. With that being said,
Raccoon's you Discord
I wanna
kitten?
get the war settled. I know Zelensky very well, and I know Putin very well. I have a good
Does he approve of that?
relationship, and they respect your president, okay? They respect me. They don't respect Biden. How would you respect him? Why? For what reason? He hasn't even made a phone call in 2 years to Putin, hasn't spoken to anybody. They don't even try and get it. That is a war that's dying to be settled. I will get it settled before I even become president. If I win, when I'm president-elect, and what I'll do is I'll speak to one, I'll speak to the other, I'll get them together. That war would have never happened.
I'm gonna make them
When I saw
kiss.
Putin after I left, unfortunately left because our country has gone to hell. But after I left, when I saw him building up soldiers, he did it after I left. I said, oh, he must be negotiating. It must be a good, strong point.
Okay, we got to go back to the turtle.
Well, it wasn't, because Biden had no idea how to talk to him. He had no idea how to stop it. And now you have millions of people dead.
There's some way
It's
out of here,
only
and I
getting
forgot how
worse,
to
and it
get
could
out of
lead
here.
to World War III. Don't
Oops.
kid yourself, David. We're playing with World War III.
There we go.
And we have a president that we don't even know if he's. Where is our president? We don't even know if he's a president.
And just to clarify
they
here.
threw him out of a campaign like a dog. We don't even know. Is he our president? But we have a president,
Mr. President,
that doesn't know he's alive.
Your time is up. Just to clarify the question, do you believe it's in the U.S. best interest for Ukraine to win this war, yes or no?
I think it's the U.S. best interest to get this war finished and just get it done. Negotiate.
What the fuck does that mean?
We have to stop all of these human lives from being destroyed.
I want to take this to Vice President Harris. I want to get your thoughts on support for Ukraine in this
It is
war.
very strange that
Also,
Biden just kind of
as
like
Commander-in-Chief
dipped out of there.
How would you deal with Vladimir Putin, and would it be any different from what we're seeing from President Biden?
Well, first of all, it's important to remind the former president you're not running against Joe Biden, you're running against me. I believe the reason that Donald Trump says that this war would be over within 24 hours is because he would just give it up. And that's not who we are as Americans.
Oops.
Let's understand what happened here. I actually met with Zelensky a few days before Russia invaded, tried through force to change territorial boundaries, to defy one of the most important
we're going back to the turtle chat.
rules and norms, which is the importance of sovereignty and territorial
It's turtle
integrity.
time.
And I met with President Zelensky. I
Like the
shared
Teenage
with him
Mutant
American
Kids
intelligence about
said
how he
and
could
did.
defend himself. Days later, I went to NATO's eastern
my
flank,
feet are so
Poland
numb and
Romania.
cold.
And through the work that I and others did, we brought 50 countries together to support Ukraine in its righteous defense. And because of our support, because of the air defense, the ammunition, the
come on.
artillery,
Kazooie,
javelins,
chill.
the Abrams
I
tanks
love
that we have
the sound that the
provided,
turtle makes. He goes like,
Ukraine stands as an
oh!
independent and free country. If Donald Trump were president, Putin would be sitting in Kyiv right now. And understand what that would mean, because Putin's agenda is not just about Ukraine. Understand why the European allies and our NATO allies are so thankful that you are no
Okay, there's 4 more, really 3 more, because I had to come back for
understand the importance of the greatest military alliance.
That turtle sounds like Trump.
Which is NATO. And what we have done to preserve
I'm the best turtle you'll ever see.
Ukrainians to fight for their
Quiet,
independence.
please. The famous TikTok choir went out before my latest
Putin
work.
would be sitting in Kyiv with his eyes on the rest of Europe, starting with
Pink,
Poland.
purple,
and why don't you tell
yellow.
the 800,000 Polish Americans right here in Pennsylvania how quickly you would give up for the sake of favor and what you think is a friendship with what is known to be a dictator.
Okay, I need
who would
3
eat you for
more
lunch.
notes. Pink, purple, yellow.
President Harris, thank you. We've heard from both of you on Ukraine tonight. Afghanistan came up in the last hour. I wanted her to respond to something you said
Jesus
earlier.
Christ, Trump, shut the fuck up.
I'll give you a minute here.
Putin would be sitting in Moscow, and he wouldn't have lost 300,000
God, she wants
men
it so bad for
and
him to
women,
talk all the
but He
time.
would have been sitting in
Purple,
Moscow. Quiet,
pink,
please. He
blue,
would have been sitting
blue,
in Moscow,
pink.
much happier than he is right now.
Shit.
But eventually, you know,
Did he just tell her to be quiet?
Other people don't have. He's got nuclear weapons. They don't ever talk about that. He's got nuclear weapons. Nobody ever thinks about that. And eventually, maybe he'll use them, and maybe
Was it pink?
threatening. But
Yes,
he
it
does
was. Okay,
have
good.
that. Something we don't even like to talk about. Nobody likes to talk about it. But just so you understand, they sent her to negotiate peace
Light blue,
before this war started.
yellow,
3
light blue,
days later,
blue,
he went in and
yellow,
started the war.
light
because
blue,
everything they said
yellow.
was weak and stupid. They said the wrong
I already
things.
forgot it.
That war should have never started. She was the emissary. They sent her in to negotiate with Zelensky and Putin, and she did. And the war started 3 days later. And that's the kind of talent we have with her. She's worse than Biden, in my opinion. I think he's
Okay,
the
got
worst
it. Hell
president in the
yes.
history of our country.
Oh my
She
God.
goes down as the worst vice president in the history of our country. But let me tell you something. She is a horrible negotiator. They sent her in to negotiate. As soon as they left, Putin did the invasion.
President Trump, thank you. You did bring up something. You said she went to negotiate with Vladimir Putin. Vice President Harris,
What
have you
the
ever
hell
met
is he
Vladimir
saying?
Putin? Can
I'm
you
going
clarify
nuts.
Yet again,
I'm
I said
actually
at the
going
beginning,
crazy.
You're going to hear a bunch of lies coming from this fellow. And that is another one. When I went to meet with President Zelensky, I've now met with him over 5 times. The reality is it has been about standing as America always should, as a leader upholding international rules and norms. As
All right,
a
chat,
leader
smile for the camera.
who shows strength, understanding that the alliances we have around the world are dependent on our ability to look out for our friends.
Oh,
and
I can't
not
take a screenshot. I'll take a screenshot
our
later.
enemies because you adore strong men instead of caring about democracy. And that is very much what is at stake here. The President of the United States is Commander-in-Chief. And the American
Okay, I'm looking for the
people
last 3
have a
notes.
right to rely
Oh, I need this.
on a president who understands the significance of America's role and
Is that over by the turtle?
responsibility in terms of ensuring that there is
I think I need to get over
stability and
there,
ensuring
too.
we stand up for our principles and not sell them.
You posted in the
for
Discord chat? Hell yeah, thank you. I can always rely on Halsey.
flattery.
We've talked about Ukraine and Vladimir Putin.
Yes!
I do want to talk
Yes,
about
that's what I
Afghanistan.
need!
It came up in the first hour of this debate.
And the Jinjo over there too. Hell yeah.
Bloomberg said Trump did the most amazing thing I've ever seen. He got these countries.
I love that.
The 28 countries at the
That
time.
is fucking
to
progress
pay
right
up.
there.
He said, I've never seen. He's the head of NATO. He said, I've never seen. For years, we were paying almost all of NATO. We were being ripped off by European nations, both on trade and on NATO. I got them to pay up by saying one of the statements you made before, if you don't pay, we're not going to
Rachun Man said, never goon with Trump's photo in it. Love
One
it.
of the most incredible jobs that he's ever seen done.
Thank you. I want to turn to Afghanistan. It came up in the first hour of the debate, and we witnessed a poignant moment.
Wait, how
on
many
Capitol Hill honoring
jiggies
the
do I have now?
soldiers who died in the chaotic withdrawal from Afghanistan. I do want to ask the Vice President.
Okay, so I
do
just
you
got to get
believe
that
you bear any
crocodile, and then I'm missing a honeycomb piece too. I don't know where I go to get
Well, I will
that.
tell you, I agreed with President Biden's decision to pull out of Afghanistan.
I did too.
Presidents
That was actually one of the
said
things
they
that I agree with
would,
them
and
on.
Joe Biden did. And as a result, America's taxpayers are not paying the $300 million a day we were paying for that endless war. And as of today, there is not one member of
I'll have to do a
the
fact check on that $300 million a day. I don't know if that was
duty
that
in a
much.
combat zone in any war zone around the world, the first time this century. But let's understand how we got to where we are. Donald Trump, when he was president, negotiated one of the weakest deals you can imagine. He calls himself a deal maker. Even his national security advisor said it was a weak, terrible deal. And here's how it went down.
Hell yeah.
He bypassed the Afghan government. He negotiated directly with a terrorist organization called the Taliban. The negotiation involved
Okay, so that's all the jiggy pieces I can get here for now, because I need the shoes for the crocodile challenge.
And get this.
Shit.
And the president at the time invited the Taliban to Camp David, a place of storied significance for us as Americans, a place where we
that was close.
the importance of American diplomacy, where we invite and receive respected world leaders.
Okay, I'm looking for a honeycomb piece.
Former president, as president.
Ooh, she wanted to call him something.
To
Do it.
David,
Give him a dirty name.
not again appreciate the
Thank you,
role
Athen. You go
and
have fun with your food
responsibility
by digesting it into your stomach,
United States.
which I highly recommend doing to anyone. 3 times a day. Not 2 times a day, actually.
The point of how he
Bye,
has
Athen.
consistently disparaged and demeaned members of our military, fallen soldiers.
Okay, so I got that. So
we
now I
must do
need to.
uphold the strength,
Oh, I need to be a
the
crocodile and go back over there.
of the United States
Fucking
of
hell,
America
dude.
around the world.
Vice President Harris, thank you. President Trump, your response to her saying that you began the negotiations
thank
with
you.
the Taliban.
So, if you take a look at that period of time, the Taliban was killing our soldiers, a lot of them, with snipers.
So many soldiers.
I got involved with the Taliban because the Taliban was doing the killing. That's the fighting force within Afghanistan. They don't bother doing that because, they deal with the wrong people all the time.
Oops.
But I got involved. And Abdul is the head of the Taliban. He is still the head of the Taliban. And I told
Freeze Easy
Abdul,
Peek,
"Don't
hell
do it
yeah."
anymore. You do it anymore, you're going to have problems. And he said, "Why do you send me a picture of my house?" I said, "You're going to have to figure that out, Abdul." And for 18 months, we had nobody killed. We did have an agreement negotiated by Mike Pompeo. It was a very good agreement. The reason it was good, we were getting out. We would have been out faster than them, but we wouldn't have lost the soldiers. We wouldn't have left many Americans behind, and we wouldn't have left.
He really is
$85 billion
just nuts.
worth of brand new, beautiful military equipment behind.
I would give it up for him if he was like an actor.
They blew it. The agreement said you have to do this,
But
this,
unfortunately,
this.
he has a big red button that he can press at any time.
They didn't do it. The agreement was terminated by us because they didn't do what they
I
were
don't
supposed
want to
to
go
do.
back and be a crocodile and everything and right now, so we're just going to go to the next world.
In my opinion, the most embarrassing moment in the history of our country. And by the way, that's why Russia attacked Ukraine, because they saw how incompetent she and her boss are.
President Trump, thank you. I want to move on now to race and politics in this country. Mr. President, you recently said of Vice President Harris, quote, "I didn't know she was black until a number of years ago when she happened to turn black, and now she wants to be known
Make
as
it
black."
personal.
I want to ask a bigger picture question here tonight. Why do you believe it's appropriate to
In a
weigh in on
pigsty.
the racial identity of your opponent?
I don't, and I don't care. I don't care
The
what
only
she
thing
is.
she's ever
I don't
won
care.
was the dirtiest undies
You make a big
competition.
deal out of something, I couldn't care less. Whatever she wants
She
to be
often
is okay
boasts
with
of
me.
appearing on the cover of Fat Hag Monthly, polishing her crystal ball. Ew!
That she put out, and I'll say that. And then I read that she was black, and that's okay. Either one was okay with me. That's up to her. That's up to her.
Vice President Harris, your thoughts on this?
I think it's, honestly, I think it's a tragedy that we have someone who wants to be president who has consistently, over the course of his career, attempted to use race to divide the American people. I do believe that the vast majority of us know that we have so much more in common than what separates us, and we don't want this kind of approach that is just constantly trying to divide us, and especially by race. And let's remember how Donald Trump started. He was land, he owned buildings, and he was investigated because he refused to rent property to black families. Let's remember, this is the same individual who took out a full-page ad in the New York Times calling for the execution of 5 young Black and Latino boys who were innocent, the Central Park 5. Took out a full-page ad calling for their execution. This is the same individual who spread birther lies about the first Black president of the United States. And I think the American people want better than that, want better than this, want someone who understands, as I do, I travel our country. We see in each other a friend. We see in each other a neighbor. We don't want a leader who is constantly trying to have Americans point their fingers at each other. I meet with people all the time who tell me, can we please just have discourse about how we're going to invest in the aspirations and the ambitions and the dreams of the American people? Knowing that regardless of people's color or the language their grandmother speaks, we all have the same dreams and aspirations and want a president who invests in those, not in hate and division.
Vice President Harris, thank you. Lindsay?
She
Trump, this is now your
is so much better at not just saying like word slop.
In the history of our country. There's never been anything like it. They're destroying our country, and they come up with things like...
Because she would just like try to make poetry out of words, but now she's being like very precise and
including Mayor Bloomberg,
a little bit poetic with it.
Central Park 5. They admitted.
She got better with it.
Pled guilty. And I said, well, if they pled guilty, they badly hurt a person, killed a person ultimately. And if they pled guilty, then they pled not guilty. But this is a person that has to stretch back years, 40, 50 years ago, because there's nothing now. I built one of the greatest economies in the history of the world.
Oh shit, yeah, I can't.
Build it again.
God damn it.
It's going to be bigger, better, and stronger.
Can't use that for now.
But they're destroying our economy. They have no idea what a good economy is. Their oil policies, every single policy. And remember this. She is Biden. You know, she's trying to get away from Biden. I don't know the gentleman, she says. She is Biden.
Huh?
The worst inflation we've ever had. A horrible economy.
What are you talking about?
Because inflation has made it so bad, and she can't get away with that.
Thank you. Your time's up.
I want to respond to that, though. I want to just respond briefly. Clearly, I am not Joe Biden. And I am certainly not Donald Trump. And what I do offer is a new generation of leadership for our country.
This is her first time, like, she's actually responded to something in this debate.
What is possible, one who brings a sense of optimism can do instead of always disparaging the American people. I believe in what we can do to strengthen our small businesses, which is why I have a plan. Let's talk about our plans and let's compare the plans. I have a plan to give startup businesses $50,000 tax deduction to pursue their ambitions, their innovation, their ideas, their hard work. I have a plan, $6,000.
Oh yeah, I need to like slam a bobsled into him.
Child's life to help you in that most critical stage of your child's development. I have a plan that is about allowing people to be able to pursue what has been fleeting in terms of the American dream by offering a help with down payment of $25,000 down payment assistance for first-time home buyers. That's the kind of conversation, I believe, David, that people really want tonight, as opposed to a conversation that is constantly about belittling and name-calling. Let's turn the page.
Vice President
and move
Harris,
forward.
thank you. Let's turn to policy.
President Trump, we have to move on. President Trump.
Let's turn to policy, please.
To defund the police. She has a plan to confiscate everybody's gun. She has a plan to not allow fracking in Pennsylvania or anywhere else.
Okay,
that's what her plan is until just recently.
I just need to
President Trump.
No, the
President
former
Trump.
president has said something twice that I need to respond to.
I'm sorry. We're gonna move on, Vice President Harris. President Trump, this is now your third time running for president. You have long vowed to repeal and replace the Affordable Care Act, also known as Obamacare. You have failed to accomplish that. You now say you're going to keep Obamacare, quote, unless we can do something much better. Last month, you said, quote, we're working on it. So tonight, 9 years after you first started running, do you have a plan, and can you tell us what it is?
Obamacare was lousy health care. Always was. It's not very good today. And what I said, that if we come up with something, and we are working on things, we're going to do it, and we're going to cut. Remember this. I inherited Obamacare because Democrats wouldn't change it. They wouldn't vote for it. They were unanimous. They wouldn't vote to change it. If they would have done that, we would have had a much better plan than Obamacare.
There's a birthday present somewhere.
They wouldn't vote for it. I had a choice to make when I was president. Do I save it and make it as good as it can be, never going to be great, or do I let it rot? And I felt I had an obligation, even though politically it would have been good to just let it rot and let it go away. I decided, and I told my people, the top people, and they're very good people. I have a lot of good people in that administration. We read about the bad ones. We had some real bad ones too, and so do they. They have really bad ones. The difference is they don't get rid of them. But let me just explain. I had a choice to make.
Jesus Christ.
Do I save it and make it as good as it can be, or do I let it rot?
What a fucking psycho.
And I saved it. I did the right thing. But it's still never going to be great, and it's too expensive for people. And what
How does she look 40?
Is we're looking at different plans.
Nuts.
If we can come up with a plan that's going to cost our people, our population, less money and be better health care than Obamacare, then I would absolutely do it. But until then, I'd run it as good as it can be run.
So just a yes or no, you still do not have a plan?
I have concepts of a plan. I'm not president right now. But if we come up with something, I would only change it if we come up with something that's better and less expensive. And there are concepts and options we have to do that. And you'll be hearing about it in the not too distant future.
Vice President Harris, in 2017,
do I need to talk to this birthday present?
Sanders' proposal to do away with private insurance and create a government-run healthcare system.
Yes, I do.
2 years
Okay.
later, you proposed a plan that included a private insurance option. What is your plan today?
Well, first of all, I absolutely support, and over the last 4 years as vice president, private health care options. But what we need to do is maintain and grow the Affordable Care Act. But I'll get to that, Lindsay. I just need to respond to a previous point that the former president has made. I've made very clear my position on fracking. And then this business about taking everyone's guns away. Tim Walz and I are both gun owners. We're not taking anybody's guns away.
Oh, shit, she's got a gun?
Continuous lying about this stuff.
Officer Kamala has a gun? Right now?
Just look at the history to know where people stand. When Donald Trump was president, 60 times he tried to get rid of the Affordable Care Act. 60 times. I was a senator at the time. When I will never forget the early morning hours when it was up for a vote in the United States Senate. And the late, great John McCain, who you have disparaged as being, you don't like him, you said at the time, because he got caught. He was
that was close. Oh, well, I didn't need it anyway.
The great John McCain, I will never forget that night, walked onto the Senate floor and said, no, you don't. No, you don't. No, you don't get rid of the Affordable Care Act. You have no plan. And what the Affordable Care Act has done is eliminate
7 years ago.
the ability of insurance companies to deny people with pre-existing conditions. I don't have to tell people watching tonight, you remember what that was like? Remember when an insurance company could deny if a child had asthma, if someone was a breast cancer survivor, if a grandparent had diabetes? And thankfully, as I've been vice president and we over the last 4 years have strengthened the Affordable Care Act, we have allowed for the first time Medicare to negotiate drug prices on behalf of you, the American people. Donald Trump said he was going to allow Medicare to negotiate drug prices. He never did. We did. And now we have capped the cost of insulin at $35 a month. Since I've been vice president, we have capped the cost of prescription medication for seniors at $2,000 a year. And when I am president, we will do that for all people, understanding that the value I bring to this is that access to health care should be a right and not just a privilege of those who can afford it.
I did it.
And the plan has to be to strengthen the Affordable Care Act, not get rid of it. Pass his prologue in terms of where Donald Trump stands on that.
I want to move to an issue that's important for a lot of...
You made a mistake. And number one, John McCain fought Obamacare for 10 years. But it wasn't only him. It was all of the Democrats that kept it going. And you know what? we can do much better than Obamacare, much less money, but she won't improve.
It's amazing that we still call it
private
Obamacare
insurance for
all these
people,
years
private
later.
Medical insurance. That's another thing she doesn't want to get. People are paying privately for insurance that have worked hard and made money, and they want to have private. She wants everybody to be on government insurance where you wait 6 months for an operation that you need immediately.
President Trump, thank you. We have another issue that we'd like to get to that's important for a number of Americans, in particular younger voters, and that's climate change. President Trump, with regard to the environment, you say that we have to have clean air and clean water. Vice President Harris, you call climate change an existential threat. The question to you both tonight is, what would you do to fight climate change? And Vice President Harris, we'll start with you. 1 minute for you each.
Well, the former president has said that climate change is a hoax. And what we know is that it is very real. You ask anyone who lives in a state who has experienced these extreme weather occurrences, who now is either being denied home insurance or it's being jacked up.
Texas being one of them.
Anybody who has been the victim of what that means in terms of losing their home, having nowhere to go. We know that we can actually deal with this issue. The young people of America care deeply about this issue. And I am proud that as vice president over the last 4 years, we have invested $1 trillion in a clean energy economy while we have also increased domestic gas production to historic levels. We have created over 800,000 new manufacturers.
Get shit in a pond.
Vice President, we have invested in clean energy to the point that we are opening up factories around the world. Donald Trump said he was going to create manufacturing jobs. He lost manufacturing jobs. And I'm also proud to have the endorsement of the United Auto Workers and Sean Fain, who also know that part of building a clean energy economy includes investing in made products, American automobiles. It includes growing what we can do around American manufacturing and opening up auto plants, not closing them like happened under Donald Trump.
Vice President Harris, thank you.
It didn't happen under Donald Trump. Let me just tell you, they lost 10,000 manufacturing jobs this last month. It's going, they're all leaving. They're building big auto plants in Mexico, in many cases owned by China. They're building these massive plants, and they think they're going to sell their cars into the United States because of these people. What they have given to China is unbelievable. But we're not going to let that. We'll put tariffs on those cars so they can't come into our country, because they will kill the United Auto Workers and any auto worker, whether it's in Detroit or South Carolina or
spank
any
your
other
ass.
place. What
Yeah,
they've
baby.
done to business and manufacturing in this country is horrible. We have nothing because they refuse. You know, Biden doesn't go after people because supposedly China paid him millions of dollars. He's afraid to do it. Between him and his son, they get all this money from Ukraine. They get all this money from all of these different countries. And then you wonder, why is he so loyal to this one, that one, Ukraine, China? Why is he? Why did he get $3.5 million from the mayor of Moscow's wife? Why did she pay him $3.5 million? This is a crooked administration, and they're selling our country down the tubes.
President Trump, thank you.
Thank you.
We'll be right back with closing statements from both of our candidates. An historic night, this ABC News presidential debate from Philadelphia. Back in a moment.
I think I'm gonna end it there for me. But I'm gonna watch the rest of this debate on my own. Yeah, Donald Trump is have a good night.